Hello everyone, welcome back to Nurse Love Addiction. We're gonna be doing the last route for this game, Miss Ohara. Let's see, it's still technically Christmas, so Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had a nice holiday. Mine was alright. We don't really do anything special. Just gotta set up a few things. Also, if you hear any like fireworks or whatever, the neighbors are being really annoying, so I hope it's not too distracting or anything. Okay, sorry, let's go. Okay, so Miss Ohara, don't open the door. I involuntarily swallow. I daringly reach out my hand for the door and... I spin around and turn my back to the archive room. Yes, I'm a coward, and I love myself for it. Having changed into my training uniform that I brought just in case, I've come to the entrance of the training room. It's odd. I had thought the training room was to be open so that students could practice on their own during the day, just as I think this. I hear the sound of something or someone collapsing. Are you okay, Sensei? Miss Ohara flashes me her angelic smile, but does her hair seem a little ruffled? Now that I think about it, I had left simply because I couldn't face the grinning and admiring now a second longer. Miss Ohara flashes me her angelic smile, but... Yeah? Are you looking for this letter that I found? Right after Miss Ohara says this, her shoulders droop. Her letter of resignation. It's true that if someone else were to find it, it could cause a lot of trouble for Miss Ohara. The only person that can help her is me, as I already know about it. The training room is vast with beds and equipment and other such things that would make it hard to search alone. Obviously, we're gonna look with her. You're on your own, Sensei. Bye! Seeing Miss Ohara look so worried, I have no choice but to lend her a hand.
先生、私探すの手伝うよ。
I smile, maybe a little angelically. But it's odd. Why is it that when I'm dealing with Miss Ohara, the lazy jellyfish in me becomes so assertive? Maybe because she's the person I admire.
ありがとう、おさちさん。
Miss Ohara looks relieved. Only there's just one problem. I can't tell Miss Ohara this.
私、探し物下手なんだよな。
By the way, Nao is very good at it. Whenever I lose something and need help, Nao usually finds it somewhere and brings it to me, like magic. I wonder how she does it. I think she told me once that there's some sort of knack to it. I can't remember.
実習室の奥の半分は隅々まで調べたから、ここから向こうにないのは分かっているの。だから残りは手前半分、それを手分けして。
Miss Ohara says. I remember what Nao had told me before.
隅から隅まで探した気になっても、ここにはないだろうとか思い込みで、実はちゃんと探してないところがあるの。だから探し物をするときは先入観を捨てるのが大事なんだよ。余計なことを考えない、心を無になんてね。
That's Nao for you, always full of wisdom.
大幸さん、私先生が探したっていう半分もう一度探します。え、でももしかしたら見落としがあるかもしれないし、だから残り半分は先生が。そうね。わかったわ。
Miss Ohara nods, then we separately search the back and front of the training room. I look under the bed, between the walls, in the shadow of the equipment, and so forth.
先入観を捨てる、先入観を捨てる、心を無に。あの封筒、やっぱり先生のだよね。なんで隠すんだろう。というか、なんで持ち歩いてるんだろう。待って、ダメダメ、心を無に。無にするって、でもなんだろう。そもそも無って何？無は何もないってことなのに。それに名前がついてるって変な気がするよ。ほら、何難しいこと考えてるんだ私。
As bad as I usually am at thinking about difficult things, for some reason, at a time like this, I'm thinking too much. I shake my head and put aside all unnecessary thoughts from my mind. I absorb myself in searching for it.
先生、本当は学校辞めたいのかな。それは嫌だな。
Forget about that for now. And as I continue to go through the process of emptying my mind and having it wander and then emptying it again, I'm surprised. I find it stuck to the back of a curtain. Static electricity, perhaps. Maybe the wind had blown it here. It's hard to imagine something ending up here. It's thanks to the emptying my mind technique that I found it, I think.
本当？おさちさん。はい、ほら。まあ、よかった。
As I hold the envelope up to her, the tension in Miss Ohara's expression dissipates, and in her relief, her eyes water a little.
あ、かわいい。
I mutter the words in a rather small voice, but she seems to hear me.
先生をからかっちゃダメですよ。もう。
Saying this, Miss Ohara's cheeks flush red. She really is adorable. Miss Ohara and I sit on a bed and simultaneously let out a sigh. I cast a glance towards the letter of resignation Miss Ohara holds preciously in both of her hands. Looking carefully, I see that it's not necessarily a very new envelope and seems to show signs of aging. Maybe it's because she carries it with her all the time.
先生。ええ、分かっているわ。そう、この封筒、辞職願は先生自身のものよ。
Miss Ohara says it in a quiet voice.
どうしよう。
I tremble.
その封筒、古いっぽいですよねって言おうとしただけなのに。
I had somewhat surmised that it belonged to Miss Ohara, but I had no intention of asking. That being said, it's too late for me to say, that's not what I wanted to ask. What will happen now that I know? I decide to keep the conversation going.
やっぱり。でも。大丈夫よ。大幸さんが誰にも言わないことは信用しているわ。うん。この辞職願はね。
Here, Miss Ohara looks down at the envelope with something resembling nostalgia.
私が自分で書いたものじゃないの。ある人が書いて、私にくれたものなの。ある人？そうよ。だから、これはその人との思い出の品でもあって。そうね。お守りみたいなものなの。
Surprised, I can't seem to find any words to say. As Miss Ohara says this and presses the envelope against her chest, somehow I feel very distant from her. We enter the second half of our summer holidays. The days seem to flow by rapidly. I guess it's the same for all nursing students, but basically every day is tainted with homework. Blah 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 blah. Do, 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 do. Gonna say me. It looks like most of this is just gonna be the same as usual, so maybe little dialogues here and there, like this. After walking aimlessly around the city for about an hour, I end up in front of the school.
逃げ出したはずなのに。大幸さん？あ、先生。こんばんは。こんばんは。学校に用事ですか？いえ、そういうわけじゃないんですけど。明日から学校ですね。
Miss Ohara says, looking at the school building.
はい、それで私逃げたくて。
The truth tumbles out of my lips and I panic. Of course, Miss Ohara will scold me for saying that.
わかります。逃げたいですよね。
Miss Ohara's response is unexpected. I look at Miss Ohara with large round eyes. Still looking at the school building, Miss Ohara laughs softly.
だって大変でしょ？看護の勉強って。 先生も同じでしたし。
That's right, Miss Ohara had also attended the nursing academy.
先生も逃げたいって？もちろん思いましたよ。それどころか。それどころか？いえ、何でもありません。大幸さんは明日学校来ますよね。
Miss Ohara's angelic smile, the object of my admiration.
はい。
I nod.
それじゃまた明日学校で。
Under the starry sky. The next morning...
それじゃあ行きましょうか。
Are we just going by ourselves? I guess?
はい。
Led by Miss Shionogi, we leave the nurse station. The hospital ward we head to isn't the one where Yuki is.
夏休みか。課題で大変だった思い出しかないわね、私も。
Miss Shionogi says nostalgically.
休みの終わり頃には毎日誰かの部屋に集まって協力し合ってたな。
But there's something else that's on my mind.
塩野木さん、何かしら？
I know that as a nursing student, it's not ideal to worry yourself with any one individual patient. But I can't help myself.
ゆきちゃん、どうしてますか？
I have asked the question. I consider how I might be scolded for it.
セリア、ゆきちゃん？はい。彼女は亡くなったわ。先週の初めに。
Miss Shinogi speaks in a regular tone as she continues to walk the hallway. I feel my temperature drop. She passed away. At the beginning of last week. Huh. When had I received my last text from Yuki? That's right, at the beginning of last week. Right after that. Miss Shinogi continues in a matter-of-fact voice.
前にあなたたちが実習に来た後、また手術があってね。それは成功して経過も良好だったんだけど、先週急に容体が変わって残念だったわ。
I'm at a loss for words. Realizing I've stopped walking, Miss Shinogi also stops and turns around. I know I should say something, but I can't find the words.
アスカちゃんってきっといい看護師になると思うな。廊下で話すようなことじゃないわね。
Led by Miss Shinogi, I return to the nurse station. The chief seems to have left, and there's no sign of her in the nurse station.
分かってると思うけど、会心があるからあまり時間は割けないわ。はい。ショックを受けるなとは言わない。人が亡くなっているんだから。でもそんな顔で患者さんの前に顔は出させられないわ。しっかりしてもらわないと。すみません。あなたユキちゃんとメールのやり取りしていたのよね。
I give a nod. The subject line of her text had always been to the Jellyfish Club manager, and we had exchanged many texts. It had pained me to read some of Yuki's texts, while others had been a source of encouragement. And so I had been looking forward to seeing her. So much.
楽しみだったんだ。ユキちゃんに会えるの。メールについては主任も理解していたわ。
その上で学校で学んでいるならわざわざ言うまでもないことだし、ここで私もあなたに言ったけれど、彼女のような患者さんは他にも何人もいる。
はい、分かってます。
前回あなたたちが病院実習に来た後、亡くなった方も彼女一人じゃない。
はい。
でも私たちは毎日病気や怪我と戦っている患者さんと笑顔で接しないといけない。
はい。
Everything Miss Shinogi says is correct, and I nod.
分かってます。看護師は患者さんに尊敬の念を持って接しないといけない。それも公平に、分け隔てなく誰か一人を特別扱いしないで。看護総合論の授業で一番最初に先生から教わってて。
Miss Shinogi silently listens to me speak.
分かってますから。
I know what is expected of me as a nurse, or at least as an aspiring nurse.
すみません。
何？
私泣きます。
I can't stop myself. I can't stop the tears that fall, or my shoulders that tremble. A small sigh escapes Miss Shinogi's lips.
泣くなとは言わない。だけど悪いけど長く時間はあげられないわ。早く気持ちを切り替えてトイレで顔でも洗ってしゃっきりしてきてちょうだい。これ以上遅らせられないから、私は先に病室を回っているわ。
はい。
I go to the bathroom and wash my face with cold water over and over again. I wipe my face with a towel and step out into the hallway.
しっかりしろ、大幸あすか。
Even as I tell myself this, I can feel my head spinning.
塩野義さんのとこ行こう。
Muttering this, I begin to walk down the hallway. During my short lunch break, I make my way to the hospital room Yuki was in. There's a different name on the door label. I stand dazed in front of the door.
あすかちゃんってきっといい看護師になると思うな。本当になれるかな、ゆきちゃん。
I cry a little more. Of course, I'm certain the chief heard about my crying. She said nothing to me. I've been worried about whether I would be able to do bed making and simple bathing properly, but I surprised myself by accomplishing it with no mistakes. After our training finishes, in the end, the chief addresses us trainees at the nurse station.
今日は皆さんよく頑張ってくれました。これからもしっかりお願いします。
She looks each of us in the eye. She looks me in the eye.
看護師になるってどういうことなんだろう。
Still not knowing, I think back to Yuki in her hospital room. To the Jellyfish Club manager. That night, I gazed absent-mindedly at the mail screen on my smartphone. The subject line of each of Yuki's texts is the same. She probably took a liking to the Jellyfish Club story. Ba 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 ba. Stay in the room. Good job, sis. Why don't you take a little break? It's a school festival after all, so why don't you go take a look around? I decided to follow Nao's suggestion. I leave the classroom and start taking a look around the school building. Who's yelling? Even though I'm probably biased, I think their cafe is still the best. I'm so very satisfied with what we achieved. I did my best after all, even more than for my studies.
いや、勉強と同じくらいね。
Probably.
Oh.
Walking around, I suddenly realized how quiet my surroundings have become. The tumult of the school festival sounds far off in the distance. It seems like this part of the school wasn't being used. I don't see any people around and it's deathly silent. And then...
資料室。
I realized that I reached the infamous archive room at the far end of the second floor, the one that's not being used anymore. Here I am again. When was it again that I came here last time? I don't remember.
資料室の泣き女。
I'm reminded of Nao's ghost story and a shiver runs down my spine.
でも前に来た時は何も聞こえなかったし。
It's gossip, just gossip. An urban legend. Or should I call it an academic legend? When I came here last time, the door had been slightly ajar, but this time it's firmly closed. I guess that's how it's supposed to be. I'm standing in front of the door.
なんて言ってたっけ、なおちゃん。確か採血がどうとかって。
Some girl who wasn't good at drawing blood during classes was told to practice by herself. So she practiced secretly in the archive room. She still wasn't very good at it and ended up stabbing herself again and again. Yes, thinking about it calmly, that kind of thing could never be possible.
バカみたい。
I laugh obviously and with no real conviction. I'm reminded of how scared Miss Itsuki gets when you mention any ghost stories.
聞こえたよ、泣き声。カフェに戻ったら言ってやろっかな。
I chuckle to myself as I come up with some mischief. Then she's always the one messing with me.
痛いよ、痛いよって。しくしく。
I freeze into place as if petrified. I feel like I just heard something. I look around. As I thought, no sign of anyone. There's no one here except me. I would be able to tell if there was anyone else here.
気のせいだ。
It's because I started talking about the crying girl. I frightened myself. Let's keep this a secret. Though there's no real reason to, I deliberately speak out loud to myself in an attempt to maintain my composure.
そろそろ教室に戻ろうっと。
Yes, definitely.
私ばっか休んでちゃダメだもんね。
I'm startled again and look around. No sign of anyone in the hallways.
誰もいない。
A cold chill runs up my spine. There are no spots around here where anyone could be hiding. I would have noticed if they were, definitely. Since I haven't noticed anyone.
まさかだよね、そんなの。資料室の中から聞こえたなんて。
I definitely heard something. I'm sure I heard something. From inside the archive room. The sound of someone crying. Run away! Run away, run away, run away! Run away, run away, run away, run. That's the only thought going through my mind. It's the obvious thing to do. I'm about to start running away from the place like a bullet out of a gun. But my feet are frozen in place. No, I don't mean an evil spirit is tying me to the spot. I just can't move. I stand still in front of the door. The voice I just heard from inside the archive room. That crying voice.
なんか聞き覚えのある声だったような。ごっくり。
And now, curiosity takes hold. I have to find out who it is. It's not like I heard the voice well enough to really distinguish whose voice it was. I have no choice but to open the door if I want to find out. I swallow once more with a big gulp and reach out towards the door.
罠だったりして。
What if it's a trap set by the crying girl's ghost? She might have made herself sound like a familiar voice, and then as I open the door, she might just suddenly swallow me whole.
いやいや、なんでバクリトなんだ。
Why would she do that? My imagination really took a weird turn there.
まあ、もう考えてたって仕方ない。だって気になるもん。
My curiosity has always sort of been my weak point. Curiosity killed the jellyfish.
ごっくり。
I swallow again and put my hand on the door handle once more. Let's find out the truth behind this ghost once and for all, I think to myself.
いや。
I'm keeping my war cry to myself, though.
そろ。
In reality, I open the door very slowly and timidly. It's not locked. I open the door just a crack, and so I can look inside the archive room ever so slightly. I bring my eye towards the crack and peer inside. As I look inside, I see an angel. Before I realize, my hand has already pushed open the door, and my voice has already called out.
先生。先生、泣いてるの？
The girl inside the archive room happens to be Miss Ohara. She's wearing her white uniform. It's the angel in white. Miss Ohara's crying. She's crying. She's in a crouched posture, except for her face, which is facing up, looking at me. And with her eyes still moist with tears, she repeats once more. Her eyes keep on blinking. I'm still in the doorway, and she's in the center of the archive room. We don't exchange any more words. Without any particular meaning attached to it, we're just staring at each other. Seeing her with tears in her eyes, just like that one time a while ago.
先生、かわいい。
I can't help having this inappropriate thought. Miss Ohara's lips start moving, but no words come out. I don't know what she's trying to say. Miss Ohara coughs, still in this crouching position before speaking.
おさち、アスカスタ。はい、出席番号5番の。大丈夫ですか、先生。先生泣いてるから。
As I pointed out,
違います。これは違うんです。違うんです。
her face turns bright red. She stands up. She wipes the tears on her white sleeves as if none of this ever happened.
おお、かわいすぎ。泣いてません。何でもないんです。本当です。先生なら平気で。
She tries to act as if nothing happened, but new tears immediately come welling up from her eyes. Well, tears aren't such an easy thing to stop after all.
先生。
閉めてもらえる。
あ、はい、すみません。
I close the door in a hurry, and only then do I realize that I'm now inside the archive room. I hope this will be okay.
私、出てた方が。
Miss Ohara shakes her head. I guess that means it's okay for me to be here.
いてくれた方が。
In response to Miss Ohara's words, I nod. In such a small space, just Miss Ohara and me. She's still sobbing a little bit as I close the door. She then speaks with a wry smile.
恥ずかしいところ見られてしまったわ。
はい。
これで何度目かしら、おさちさんには。
Maybe 5?
はい。
I don't know how to answer, so I gave her a vague reply. Miss Ohara is probably talking about everything which happened surrounding that resignation letter. A tiny part of me thinks that this might have something to do with that as well. Miss Ohara continues sniffling for a while longer, before finally heaving a heavy sigh. Her tears have finally stopped, and it seems as if she's calmed down. Not sure what to say, I'm just standing there looking at her. Maybe I could ask her if she's really the true identity of the crying girl.
ごめんなさいね。付き合わせてしまって。
いえ。
大幸さんはどうしてこんなところへ？
それはたまたま通りかかって偶然。
偶然？そう。
Miss Ohara seems to smile a little.
辞職願いのこととか、人目を忍んでこんなところでこそこそ泣いてるとか。こんな先生のこともう目標にしようなんて思わなくなったでしょ。い
え、そんなことは。
I shake my head vigorously. Though it's true that my image of her has changed a little since I saw her for the first time on the first day of school.
先生は今でも私の
Reaching my hand towards the starry sky.
大事な星です。
Miss Ohara's eyes widened a little bit as I say this.
そう。
I'm getting a mix of different impressions from her voice as she mutters this. Then Miss Ohara looks out of the window as she speaks.
ここはね、私だけの秘密の場所なの。
秘密の場所？
もう学校で使われてなくて、教員も生徒も誰も使うことのない、忘れられた、誰も知らない私だけの場所。
It's my little secret spot, just for me.
いえ、結構知られちゃってます。噂話、かっこ階段、かっこ閉じになっちゃってるくらいで。
I'll keep that to myself for now.
ごめんなさい。もう大丈夫だから。
Miss Ohara flashes me a bright smile. She still sounds a bit emotional though.
大幸さんも出し物があるでしょ？カフェだったわね。
はい。
今は休憩中？また戻らなくてはいけないんでしょ？ あまり引き止めても悪いわ。私も出るから行きましょう。
はい。
I can't help wondering if she's really okay. Well, if she says so herself, I turn towards the door. Miss Ohara follows behind me. I put my hand on the door handle. And just then, I think to myself I should assure her that I won't talk about this to anyone.
嘘だ、先生。
But as I turn back,
ぶり返してる。
her tears, which I thought had stopped, have started flowing again.
ごめんなさい。もう落ち着いたと思ったんだけど。
Miss Ohara is wiping her tears with her sleeve.
先生なら大丈夫だから、大崎さんは行っていいわ。ごめんなさい。私はもう少し。
先生、でも。
本当に大丈夫よ。カフェもまだ忙しいでしょ。だから戻って。
I'm going to stay. I think to myself that I can't leave Miss Ohara behind like this.
なんで泣いてるんだろう。
I find myself returning to this question.
その涙は何の涙なんだろう。
This question is whirling inside of my mind, but I immediately chase it out. For now, the reason isn't important, though I do feel curious.
だって痛いなって思っちゃったんだもん。
It's not out of kindness or a sense of responsibility.
先生。
Miss Ohara looks at me with tear-soaked eyes. I internally apologize to Nao, and just in case, to Miss Saki and Miss Itsuki as well. I tell them I'm sorry for not coming back yet. I'll have to apologize to them properly face-to-face later.
私います。先生が泣き止むまで。
大崎さん。
います。だからゆっくり落ち着いてください。邪魔だったら行きますけど。
はい。
Miss Ohara shakes her head.
邪魔じゃないわ、大崎さん。
She speaks to me shyly. In the end, it takes quite a while before Miss Ohara truly calms down. In order to do something about the gloomy atmosphere in the room, I open the window a little bit. We can faintly hear the murmurs from the festival. But the festival is probably about to end soon.
なおちゃん、心配してるかな。
And since I left my smartphone over there, I can't contact her. My break time ended a while ago.
咲夜さん、怒ってるだろうな。
I'll just prepare myself to get scolded later. Yeah, it can't be helped.
大崎さんには。
Miss Ohara speaks to me from behind as I'm staring out of the window. I look back at her.
ずいぶん知られてしまったわね。本当の私を。
本当の。
みんなの生徒の前にいる時の私は本当の私じゃないの。無理して作ってる私。大原家のものとして。
The Ohara family. I heard about that on my first day at school, and since then I've heard classmates talking about it sometimes too. Everyone in the medical world apparently knows about how important the Ohara family has been in the field of medicine, though I didn't know, and Miss Ohara is the younger of two daughters of this family. Her parents are both amazing, and her sister is such a great nurse that she even won the Nightingale Award. Miss Ohara herself has an amazing record as well, and been nominated for the award as well, but pulling out of the contest of her own accord. She's my role model. She's my star.
でも
There's so many things about her which are just adorable as well.
おでこにキスしてもらったっけ？
I'm reminded of how nice that was.
あの
Though part of me thinks it might be none of my business.
生徒が先生に何言ってんだって。
But I say it anyway.
私の前ではそういうのなしでいいですから、無理とかしなくて。大幸さん、今更ですし。
Misahara suffers another stab. She had finally calmed down, but now there's tears in her eyes again.
そうじゃなくて。
Flustered, I shake my hand in front of me. Seeing me like this, Misahara chuckles. She's finally smiling.
そうね、もう手遅れね、大幸さんには。
なんていうか。
そうさせてもらおうかしら。でもみんなの前ではそうはいきませんよ。
そうですね。
Only one is just the two of us then. Now I think about it, that's understandable.
ありがとう。本当にもう大丈夫なようよ。
She sounds refreshed. Her voice sounds pretty much the way it usually sounds. I feel some relief.
じゃあそろそろ行きましょうか。
That's true for me. But I suppose being a teacher, she can't afford to spend too much time in here either. Then Misahara blinks her eyes in apparent surprise.
まあ、私ったら。
Her eyes widen as she continues.
そうね、教務室に戻らないと鬼の教頭になんて言われるか。
じゃあ急いで出ましょう。私も怒られちゃう。
I say this with a smile before taking the lead and stepping towards the door again. I walk a few steps, but then my hand is grabbed from behind.
まさかまだ。
優しいのね。
I turn back. As I turn back, Misahara's face is right in front of mine. It's so close. An angel's face. She's smiling. She's close, and she's coming even closer.
あれ。
Misahara's lips. This angel's lips. That night. The night after the school festival. Having returned to my room, I throw myself down on my bed and heave a single sigh. After what happened earlier, I had returned to the classroom. And as I had expected, Nao has been very worried about me and got scolded by Miss Sakia. And Miss Itsuki just teased me, asking me if I'd gotten lost somewhere. But all those words went in one ear and out the other, since something else was occupying my mind. Even now. I just keep on thinking about one thing. Even so, I did manage to eat up the dinner Nao made for me. Nao's doing the cleanup inside the kitchen. I can hear how she's enjoying washing the dishes. I'm just lying down, looking up at the bottom of the upper bunk. Another sigh spontaneously escapes my lips. I'm feeling uneasy.
どうしたのお姉ちゃん。
Nao has finished the dishes and is back in the room now.
休憩から戻ってきてからずっと変だよ。何かあった？
Something.
お姉ちゃん？
I mumble this, still lying down. Now staring at me with a puzzled expression. I sit upright and look at Nao.
ねえ、なおちゃん。何？お姉ちゃん。大原先生。
I start speaking, but then I suddenly shut my mouth. I'm shocked at what I was about to say.
大原先生とキスしちゃったんだけど。
Right.
キスされたんだけど、どういうことかな。
No, I can't possibly say that. I definitely can't.
大原先生がどうしたの？お姉ちゃん。その。
I can't help stuttering.
その大原先生ってなおちゃんはどう思う？どう思うって。どんな人っていうか、なおちゃんはどう思ってるかっていうか。
I know my explanation doesn't make sense. I know it sounds suspicious. I'm so bad at deceiving people after all. But now makes no effort to see through my suspicious behavior. She's the greatest sister. She has a serious expression on her face and seems to be thinking about it.
天敵かな？
I'm surprised at her highly unusual answer. Nemesis? What does she mean by that?
天敵？うん、天敵。なおが一番苦手な相手。
I'm just lost for what to say to that.
しっかりしてそうで天然でしょ先生。結構ダメなところあるっていうか。すげえ見抜いてる。お姉ちゃん言葉遣い。ほら学校初日白衣で教室に来たじゃない先生。ああ、そういえばそうだったね。それが？
I don't understand what she's getting at.
あれ多分間違い。うっかりだよ。はい？お姉ちゃんも実習着で学校行きかけたでしょ？それと同じ感じだと思う。直感だけど。うわぁ、言われてみると。
I also wondered at the time why she was wearing her white uniform. I thought it had been just some special thing for the new students. But it's true. That might have been possible for the entrance ceremony, but not on the first day of normal classes.
なるほど。ね？
I understand what she's saying.
だとすると、なおちゃんは初日から先生のためじゃなくて可愛いところに気づいてたってこと？さすがだ。
Rather than feeling bad that she noticed it before me, I'm just really amazed by her.
なおね。
Now where's the serious expression now?
大抵の人には負けない自信があるし、お姉ちゃん取り合っても蹴散らす自信あるけど。おう。
That's quite a disturbing thing to say.
なおが認めた人なら別だよ。でも。
She looks at me with a troubled, wry smile.
ああいう人にはかなわないな。うん。戦う前に負けちゃう。
I remained speechless, without any clue what she could be talking about.
だから天敵なの。天敵か。
I conjure up the image of Miss Ohara in my mind's eye. The angel in white. The perfect nurse. With an angel's lips. An angel's kiss.
先生の唇気持ちよかったな。
Yes, that sensation was definitely of an angel. Or of heaven, rather.
お姉 ちゃんどうしたの？なんか頬が緩んでるけど。いえ、すみません。
For some reason, I've entered into apology mode. Uh-oh. The next morning, I'm heading to school now. I loudly yawn.
眠そうだね。昨べお休みしてからも寝つけなかったの？
Yes.
いやちょっと考え事してて。考え事？お勉強のことじゃないんだよね。
I try to dodge the issue with fake laughter, though I'm sure it's not working at all.
お勉強のこと考えてたなら余計に眠くなっちゃうはずだし。よくお分かりで。だってお姉ちゃんのことですから。
She says it like it's the most obvious thing in the world. That angel's kiss. When I was lying in my bed, I've been thinking about what could have been the meaning behind the kiss. Tossing and turning.
泣いてたのと関係あるのかな？泣いてた？誰が？
I unintentionally uttered my thoughts out loud.
なんでもないなんでも。
I've been acting suspiciously since yesterday, and I suspect that now sees right through me.
やっぱり先生に直接聞いてみるしかないかな。
This is the conclusion I reach. And so that's what I decide to do. After classes,
大原先生。あら、おさちさん。
I stop Miss Ohara as she's walking through the hallway. I've been looking all day for opportunities to talk to her privately, but I hadn't been able to find any.
どうしましたか？
Miss Ohara seems to be in teacher mode and is looking at me accordingly. I quickly check our surroundings. There's no one around. But considering the place, I won't have more than a moment. I have to ask her now. About that angel's kiss. I feel my cheeks grow a little hot. Miss Ohara looks at me with a puzzled expression. It's as if she's forgotten about yesterday, or it could also be that she just thought nothing of it. Maybe because she's older than me? In contrast to her, I'm feeling increasingly nervous. I feel like such a child.
授業でわからないところありましたか？それとも実習で？
聞け、私。
ええ。
昨日なんでキスしたんですか？
I put it out there with a bang. For a moment, Miss Ohara's face turns bright red.
知りたい。あのキスの意味を。だって先生は星で、私の星で、憧れで、目標で。
Why did she kiss me out of the blue?
意味なんてないならそれでもいいから。ってすごく動揺してる。
So much so that it's even surprising to me. Maybe I shouldn't have asked her something like that at school.
すみません、私。
I curl myself up in shame, but Miss Ohara finally answers.
いいのよ。そうよね。そう思うわよ。ね。
Though she's still super flustered, she tries to force a smile on her face. She's trying to force a smile, but she's not smiling at all. She's looking rather as if...
そうよね。いきなりあんなこと
むしろ泣きそう。
Am I making her cry? Why?
いや、すみません、なんでもないです、なんでも。
I'm feeling flustered as well now. I'm trying like this. I'm trying like this to play it off as nothing. But as I'm doing that,
そうよね。ちゃんと話しておかないといけないわよね。
Miss Ohara says this as if she's saying it to herself.
そうね。
There's a serious look on her face.
今夜うちに来てもらえる？
That's an invitation. To her house, even. It seems such an adult kind of invitation. Is this...
天使の誘惑。
That makes it sound a little sexy. Miss Ohara had to take care of some school matters first. As a result, she didn't offer to take me home with her after school, but she gave me a handwritten map instead. She told me she'd be home after 10. I leave the dorm room after telling Nell there's something I need to ask Miss Ohara. I suppose she probably thinks it's about school, or on the other hand, Now being Now, she might be seeing right through me. She probably is.
一旦駅前まで行った方がわかりやすいんだよね。
I'm walking while keeping an eye on the map Miss Ohara gave me. There's a little note at the bottom. It says that it's easier to follow the map coming from the station rather than coming straight from dormitory, even though it's a slight detour. I walk on at a steady pace, following along with the map.
いらっしゃい。どうぞ入って。
あ、お邪魔します。和室だ。
By the time I made it safely to her house, Miss Ohara is already there, like she told me she would be. Incidentally, Miss Ohara seems to be living in a gorgeous detached house. Miss Ohara tells me that when she started working at Taito Academy, her parents arranged this house for her. She says in a troubled tone that an apartment would have been fine. I would have expected no less from the elite Ohara family, though I don't know much about it. But more importantly, we need to talk.
楽に座って。お茶用意するわね。
Hurry up, we need to talk. Miss Ohara is moving busily around.
ジャージだ。え？あ、いえ、先生、家だとジャージなんだなーって思って。
It's a little unexpected, but it suits her well.
楽でいいしね、ジャージ。
Though she's also wonderful in her white angel outfit, this girl next door styled tracksuit suits her well too. Yes, somehow it makes her seem much more accessible.
Eh?
Despite this, Miss Ohara seems completely shocked at my words. And then... her cheeks have turned bright red.
ごめんなさい。うっかり。これは違うの。ちょっと待って。
She dashes out of the room. I hear some bustling noises from the adjacent room. And then she's back. She's now wearing her proper clothes like I'm used to seeing at school. I didn't mind the tracksuit though.
楽に座って。あ、お茶用意するわね。仕切り直した。
Joyfully smiling, Miss Ohara leaves the room at a quick pace.
先生って、
Left on my own again, I'm muttering to myself.
先生ってなんか。
I hesitate to finish my sentence,
面白い。
but I say it anyway.
もちろん尊敬してるし、憧れだし、目標なんだけど。
I vigorously shake my head. Something feels wrong about calling a person like her funny.
人間味。そう、人間味があるってことで。
That's my conclusion.
人間味がどうかしたの？
Miss Ohara's already back. She's carrying a tray with teacups.
いえ、なんでもないです。はい。
さあ、日本茶にしちゃったけど大丈夫かしら？紅茶の方が。
いえ、日本茶でいいです。日本茶大好き。
よかった。私もね、紅茶やコーヒーより日本茶派なの。
She puts the tray down as she says this.
暑いから気をつけてね。
はい。
I calmly reach out to the teacup, gently pick it up, bring it to my lips, and blow on the tea. I look at Miss Ohara, and she seems to be doing the same thing. Fa. Miss Ohara's lips are blowing on the tea to cool it down. My attention is caught by her lips, the same lips that kissed me. Those soft, sweet lips.
キス。あ、
Miss Ohara's shoulders suddenly jolt upwards at my unintentional muttering. Miss Ohara looks at me.
そうね。その話だったわね。
はい。
Miss Ohara crying all by herself in the archive room during the school festival. And that kiss, just as I was about to leave the room.
あのキス、なんでしたんですか？
My heart is racing intensely inside my chest. I want to know the answer, but at the same time, I'm scared to hear it. Suddenly, I'm reminded of that starry sky. The starry sky above our heads as Miss Ohara kissed me on the forehead. I can't see it right now because we're inside the house, but above the roof.
星空に手を伸ばしてるんだ。
I'm reaching out, with my hand, towards a star called Miss Ohara.
そうね。それはあの時あそこにあなたが現れたから。
え？
きっとだからね。
Miss Ohara is looking at me as she speaks.
大札さん。
I can see an unusual color oscillating inside her eyes. I feel almost as if I could get sucked into them. Miss Ohara is looking at me as she speaks.
私とお付き合いしてくれないかしら。
はい。
She just says yes.
って、
What was that just now?
え？
よかった。嬉しいわ。
Miss Ohara looks happy.
付き合うって、その…恋人って意味ですか？
ええ、もちろん。改めてそう言うと恥ずかしいけれど。
She's blushing.
あ、かわいい。
But wait a second. I'm filled with surprise and shock as well.
いや、かしら。
I'm genuinely happy. But that's forbidden love, thump thump.
いえ、そんなことないです。めちゃくちゃ嬉しいです。
I'm responding on instinct. And I'm so full of joy.
まあ、
Her eyes are widened with surprise. Because after all, how could I ever dislike being her girlfriend? She's not only my role model and my goal, she's really cute as well. And when she kissed me, it just felt so comfortable, and it made me feel so happy. I was reaching out towards the stars in the sky, which I had no hope of ever touching. But could it be that a star has come falling into my hand of its own accord?
これって、そういうこと
なのかな。そういうこと？あ、いえ、なんでもないです。こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
What a beautiful smile. It's almost making me melt just seeing it.
そういうわけで先生とお付き合いすることになりました。
I'm already back at the dorm. First of all, I reported what happened to Now. I don't want to keep any secrets from her. I don't even think I could anyway. So that's why I told her honestly. Now silently stares at me as I tell her the whole story. And after I've finished, she drops her shoulders and heaves a heavy sigh.
やっぱりそうなっちゃったか。
やっぱり？
うん、まあね。そっか。
She's still staring at me.
なおちゃんは反対？
It's a relationship between a student and a teacher after all. In other words, a forbidden relationship.
はあ、なおだって妹の分際でお姉ちゃんにラブラブですから反対なんてしないよ。
そっすか。
I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that.
学校には隠しておいた方がいいのかな。でも中学とか高校ってわけじゃないし、まあ大っぴらにはしない方がいいかも。
だよね。うんうん。
I nod vigorously. Miss Ohara and I have already agreed on this point.
それにしても先生から告白か。やっぱり叶わないな。
舌打ちしました今。
冗談冗談。でも気をつけてね。
うん、バレないように。
そうじゃなくて、気をつけなきゃダメだよお姉ちゃん。先生って小悪魔だから。
Hello.
先生が？
A little devil. That's the exact opposite of an angel. Or no, maybe they're actually quite similar. I don't know why I think this, I just do.
今日は入浴会場をやります。
Miss Ohara is explaining today's training. When she's teaching in front of the class like this, she really seems like the perfect nurse, whichever way you look at her. Though she's not my girlfriend, isn't she?
なんかまだ信じられないっていうか。
But... Miss Ohara notices my gaze. My eyes and hers. They meet for a moment. Even a little thing like that is making my heart feel all warm and fuzzy. Miss Ohara chuckles. That was probably, even if only just a little bit, directed towards me. That way, she just smiled at me. It was a little bit, just a tiny bit. The way she smiles at me when it's just the two of us.
お付き合いしてるんだ。
I remind myself again that I'm Miss Ohara's girlfriend now.
大幸妹。
うん。
何なんだこの二人。
見たまんまだよ。
いや、ま、できてんのはいいけどさ、昨夜学校休んでてよかったな。
かも。いたら説教になってた？
当然、授業中に何ラブオーラ出してんだって、相手が先生でも行くね。
さすが。
Now and Miss Itsuki are having this little conversation. though I hadn't noticed at all. Yes, Miss Sakia is absent from school. She left early yesterday and is still absent today. I heard it had something to do with her mother's worsening health.
あんまり浮かれてちゃダメかな。
I'll try to be more careful, though I don't have much confidence in that regard. Yes, but still. After all, we agreed to try our best to keep our relationship hidden at school. That's what we agreed on, anyway. We're student and teacher, after all. Teacher and student. A forbidden relationship. But still. But still.
あ、先生。
During break times, for example.
大崎さん。
When we walk past each other in the hallway. Or when our eyes meet. My heart sings, and my feelings can't be held in check.
先生。アスカ。先生。アスカ。
They did the thing. When we're looking in each other's eyes like that, it's as if the whole outer world disappears.
せん。アス。せ。か。
It does feel a little messed up. Though I feel very sorry towards Miss Sakia for thinking so, I really feel so lucky that she's been absent so much lately. If she ever found out about this, she'd probably make me pay. After class. Because I failed a small test, I'm having to stay behind to retake it. Miss Ohara is on the platform. Oh no. We're the only ones in the classroom. All my classmates have either gone home or are doing voluntary practice in the training room. Miss Ohara and I are the only ones in the room. It's just us. Well, it's not like I failed the test on purpose. I really didn't.
それはそれでダメなんだけどさ。
Now went home ahead of me. She told me she'd prepare dinner first. I'm looking at the test sheet with a serious expression.
焦らず落ち着いてやってください、大崎さん。
はい。
I silently fill in the answers on the sheet. Quietly humming to herself, Miss Ohara is slowly approaching me.
集中集中。
I can't allow myself to look in Miss Ohara's direction. I shouldn't let my heart get carried away at a time like this. I'm at least smart enough to know that.
全部授業で話したことですからね。焦らず思い出せばわかるはずですよ。
My gaze is focused on my test sheet. Miss Ohara's voice is coming from right next to me. I can almost feel it tickle my ear. The soft sound of her voice.
集中集中。
大崎さんはやればできる子です。先生、知ってますからね。
集中集中。
Miss Ohara passes my seat and makes her way back to the teaching platform. This feels like torture.
あと10分。
I'm feeling desperate. In the meanwhile, Miss Ohara seems to be enjoying herself for some reason.
あと5分。
She really seems to be enjoying herself.
はい、そこまで。
I blow out the air from my lungs, almost as if I'd been underwater holding my breath all this time.
異常に疲れた。
はい。では、テスト用紙を持ってきてください。
はい、先生。
I stand up and walk to Miss Ohara. I give her the sheet and start to wonder what she'll do next. She puts the sheet on her desk. And, still standing, she takes a red pen and starts grading my test. Since I'm standing right next to her, I'm feeling under quite a lot of pressure. I'm so nervous that I can't help fidgeting and looking nervously around. I look towards the window. Well, since this test is just a little check about the class content, it would be exceptional not to pass it. So I do think it'll be okay, but still.
まだかな。
My sense of time has been compromised, so I have no idea how long I've been standing here already.
はい、
Miss Ohara's voice.
いいでしょう。合格ですよ。よ
Whoa.
かった。
Though passing this little test isn't supposed to be a big deal in the slightest, I feel so relieved.
アスカ、
She's calling me.
はい。
I face Miss Ohara, and only then realize that she called me by my first name. Her lips. Miss Ohara's lips are touching mine. A kiss.
よく頑張りました。満点です。
At school. In the classroom. Well, anyone could come in at any time. In the classroom.
キス。
I'm starting to feel dizzy. Her lips touched mine for only just a moment, but they tasted so sweet. So sweet.
あ、こんなところ誰かに見られたら大変ね。
She's saying that, but I don't really get the impression from her that she really means it. A little devil. I'm reminded of what Now called her. I wonder if it's true. I don't know.
大原先生。
私もアスカって呼んでるんだもの。楓でいいわ。楓先生。
楓。
え？人前ではよした方がいいかもしれないけれど。
I really need to do my best at my studies. And life goes on like that. Me and Miss Kaede. Yes. For example, when going home after classes.
先生、さよ
はい、さようなら。
うなら。先生、さようなら。また明日。
はい、さような。
The simple act of our eyes meeting is enough to make my heart leap in my chest.
先生。
アスカ。
This feeling.
先生。
アスカ。
When we're looking in each other's eyes like that, it's as if the whole world outside disappears.
アス。か。
Well, I guess I should feel guilty about this, but I'm feeling happy. Everything's going so well between us.
そうだ。
It's not unusual anymore for me to spend evenings at Miss Kaede's house. I almost feel as comfortable there as in my own dorm room.
あの封筒、辞職願いって今も持ってるんですか？
The envelope she was treating oh so preciously. She told me it could cause a big ruckus if she lost it, and that a person who was dear to her gave it to her in the past. The envelope she seems to be treating as some kind of charm.
え？
Miss Kaede looks at me with a puzzled expression, as if she's wondering why I'm bringing that up.
ああ、なんとなく。
The first time I saw it was in the hallway at school. That time when I was feeling down, when I confessed to her that she was my role model. She had been acting a little strange, and then the envelope came falling from her pocket. Thinking about it, that was the moment when we started getting closer.
ええ、そうね。待っているわ。
そうですか。
ちゃんと話したことなかったわね。このこと。
Miss Kaede pulls her hand into the Miss Kaede puts her hand into the inside pocket of her tracksuit top, and as she pulls it back out, she's holding the envelope. She really does have it with her all the time. The writing on the envelope reads, "Letter of resignation."
自分で書いたんじゃないんですよね。
Miss Kaede nods as she stares at the envelope in her hands.
アスカは自分がどうして看護師になるのかわからないと言っていたわね。
あ、うん。
I said so on the first day of school when everyone in class introduced themselves. I didn't have a clear idea about my goals. To be honest, it's still very vague for me even now. But I do really feel the desire to become a good nurse.
私も同じだったわ。
先生も？
知っての通り、大原家は親も私の姉もみんな医療看護の道に進んでいてね。他の一家全員私がこの道に進むと思っていたし、それが当然と考えていたわ。でも私は嫌だった。
嫌って看護師がですか？
ええ、だって自分が看護師に向いてるなんて全く思えなかったもの。
I'm so surprised. I can't even believe it.
あ、生徒の前の自分は作ってる自分って言ってはいたけど。
本当の話よ。
She shows a slightly self-mocking smile.
高校時代、親の手前、どうしても医療看護の道からは外れられそうにないと思った私が考えた就職先。というか仕事、教えてあげましょうか。
A lawyer.
はい。
お薬の粉をオブラートで包む内職。
はい。
ギリギリ医療関係だし、内職なら部屋にこもってやれるし、人と会わなくて済むでしょ。私ね、人と接するのが苦手なの。本当は看護師なんて向いてないの。今でも緊張するし、すぐヘマするし。信じられない？
はい。
取り繕ってはいますからね、先生として。言葉は悪いけれど、騙せるのは学生相手くらいよ。病院で働いてる時は全然ダメだったわ。
When I was working at the hospital, it didn't work out like that at all.
病院。
The time when Miss Kaede actually worked as a nurse.
ただでさえ人が苦手なのに、大原家の名前のせいで誰もが私に期待してた。そりゃそうよね。私の姉はナイチンゲール賞に選ばれた看護師で、その妹ですもの。で、そんな期待を片っ端から裏切って回ったの。
I'm totally lost for words. I can't help but merely listen.
毎日泣いてたわ。人目のあるところで泣く勇気もなくて、隠れてこっそりね。
あ、資料室の泣き女。
学校の資料室みたいにいつも空いてる部屋があったわけじゃないから、その都度人気がない場所を探してね。おかげで人目から逃れる穴場を探すのは得意になったわ。あの資料室もそうやって鍛えた鼻で見つけたの。
はあ。
There's a sense of pride in the way she says it, but, isn't that supposed to be a shameful ability to have, rather?
そうやってね、一人で泣いてたのよ。空き部屋になってる病室にこっそり隠れて。
Miss Kaede's tone suddenly changes. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's as if she's talking to me, but at the same time, seemingly talking to someone else.
そしたら彼女が現れたの。ノックも何もなく、いきなり扉を開けて。
There's a wry smile on Miss Kaede's face, as if she is savoring the memory.
同じ年に入った新人看護師の同僚だったわ。それまでほとんど会話したことはなかったけれど、彼女は泣いてる私を見て病室に踏み込んできて言ったの。あなた泣いてるのって。
Are you crying?
先生、泣いてるの？それって。
同じだったから驚いたわ、あの時と。
She smiles a little as she says this.
まあ彼女はアスカよりももっと偉そうな上からの口調だったけれど、泣いてるところを見られちゃって私は動転しちゃって、慌てて誰にも言わないでって言ったわ。そしたら彼女は分かったって。
This girl whom Miss Kaede is talking about. You can tell from the way she's speaking that this girl must have been a special person to her.
それがきっかけでね、私たちは仲良くなったの。彼女には何でも話せた。自分が看護師に向いてないと思ってることや辞めたいと思ってること、他の誰にも言えない本音もアスカと同じように。
I could talk to her just like I can talk to you, Asuka. It's really the other way around, surely. She's not like me, I'm like her.
ずっとね、励ましてくれていたの。すぐに弱音を吐いて何かといえばメソメソ泣いてる私をね。
ひょっとして先生とその彼女って。
A part of me thinks that I'd better not ask about this, but still.
ええ、お付き合いしていたわ。
I feel a painful throbbing inside my chest.
結局こっぴどく振られたけれど。
え？
うんざりしたんでしょうね。私の後ろ向きさ加減にある日急に散々罵倒されて笑われて、最後は看護師そんなに辞めたいなら辞めればいい、辞める勇気もないグズなあんたの代わりに辞職願い書いてやったって。
Miss Kaede waves the envelope with the letter of resignation written on it.
それが。
さあ、これを叩きつけるみたいに渡されたの。それが最後だったわ。その後彼女はまるでお手本見せるように急にその病院を辞めてどこかに行ってしまった。
Miss Kaede's eyes returned to the envelope.
これはそんな風にして私のものになった封筒なの。残念な話でしょ。私が帝都看護の教員になったのもね、そんなことがあって現場に病院にいられなくなったからなの。なのにこんな封筒を私はお守り代わりにして捨てることもできず、辞職願いとして使うこともできずにいた。
She actually quit her job at the hospital because of a broken heart.
あの資料室、帝都看護に来てからも彼女のことを思い出してはあそこに隠れて泣いてたわ。情けないでしょ。
そんな。
そこにあなたが現れたのよ、アスカ。まるで彼女と出会った時のようにね。
The time Miss Kaede was crying, it was because she was thinking about her ex-girlfriend. What am I to her then?
私と彼女を重ねたんですか？
I'm scared to ask this, but I ask it anyway.
いいえ、あなたと彼女は全然似ていないわ。彼女は気が強くて大人っぽくて、看護師としての能力も優秀で。大人っぽくて能力優秀。
Ouch.
私子供っぽくてバカですしね。
This is depressing.
違うの、そういう意味じゃないのよ。ただ似てるか似てないかって話だけで、そうじゃなくて、ただ資料室にあなたが現れた時、運命。
Sorry, Sensei?
運命。それじゃあダメかしら。
I leave Miss Kaide's house and return to the dorm. There are still some people in the streets around the station, and some shops are still open.
先生が昔付き合ってた人。
The girl who gave Miss Kaede the envelope. The envelope which Miss Kaede is still keeping even now as a protective charm. She totally dumped me.
そう言ってたけど、なんか
When Miss Kaede was talking about her, it felt as if she was talking about someone really precious to her. I can't help but thinking to myself, could it be that Miss Kaede still loves her ex-girlfriend? It's a silly thought.
こっぴどく振られたって事実があるから諦めてるだけで。
In that case,
大人っぽくて成績優秀だった誰かさん。
I don't know your name. Miss Kaede didn't tell me. And I don't know what you look like, though my intuition tells me you must be beautiful. I'm speaking to this girl inside my mind.
先生をこっぴどく振ってくれてありがとうございます。
It's thanks to you that we've been able to become a couple. I silently express my sincere gratitude to her. I'm gonna be a nurse. As I get back to my dorm room, I open the picture book, The Girl Who Chased Stars. On the last page, in a scribble from when I was little, are written the words, I'm gonna be a nurse. I don't remember writing those words. I wonder why my younger self wrote this. Why did I want to become a nurse? It was because of my curiosity for the answer to this question that I entered nursing school.
看護師になる。
Why did I feel that way?
あ、お姉ちゃん絵本見てるんだ。久しぶりにちょっとね。今のお姉ちゃんの原点だもんね。
原点か。
When I saw Miss Kaede on that first day of school, I was surprised to find that angels in white really existed. It gave me the desire to become like that too.
楓先生みたいな。先生に憧れて先生のために。
I wonder what my past self would say to me if I told her these are the new reasons why I want to become a nurse. Would she be angry? Would she tell me it's okay for me to feel like that? I wonder why my past self felt like becoming a nurse.
なおはいいって思うよ。
なおちゃん。
Now just spoke to me as if she had been reading my mind.
看護師になる理由見つかったんでしょ。それもきっと昔とは違うだろうって理由で。おお、ドンピシャ。それで昔の自分とちょっと話してたって感じ？う
ちの妹が超能力者だ。
対お姉ちゃん専用だけどね。いいんじゃないかな。
Now repeats herself.
かな。でもそしたら、昔の私の思いってどこに行っちゃうんだろう。昔の思い。
My pledge for the future, which I sealed on the last page of this picture book.
そうだね。きっと誰にでもあるんだろうね。
Now mumbles. Her tone makes me feel as if she's not only talking to me, but to herself as well.
思い出の中に閉じ込めたまま、そのままになっちゃってる思いとか。なおちゃん？叶わない願いとか。
Both her gaze and her voice seem almost transparent.
なおちゃんは私の大事な妹だよ。何お姉ちゃん。
Nell's eyes are wide in surprise as I suddenly make this proud declaration to her.
あ、いや、なんか言っておきたくなっちゃって。そっか。じゃあ、ナオだって。ナオはずっとお姉ちゃんの特効薬で、スイートシスターだよ。
Sweet sister. It seems kind of as if we've turned into the stupid version of the Asachi sisters. It's December now and winter has begun. I was studying at Miss Kaide's house.
アスカは最近勉強の調子がいいよね。病院実習での評判もいいし。
頑張ってるもん。
I look up from my notes with a boastful expression. I've heard that falling in love generally lowers your grades, but... Well, in fact, that also almost happened to me. But my desire to become a nurse is very real, too.
なんかこう、手を抜くと昔の私に怒られそうな気がするっていうか。
I feel almost as if I'm being watched by her from inside the picture book.
恋の力で学習力アップ。
頼もしいわね。
Well, it's not like that's the only reason why I'm doing my best.
いやー、ライバルが厄介と言いますか。
Miss Kaide's ex-lover. Ever since she told me about her last time, I've been asking about her as discreetly as I can. Frankly, it sounds like she was almost perfect, good looks, smart, and a great nurse. At this moment, it's not like there's any real meaning in competing against her.
やっぱり気になります。
It's surprising to find these kind of feelings inside myself, this strong desire not to be inferior.
アスカ？あ、なんでもないです。なんでも。
そう？
先生は？
私？
その恋の力で。
Since she used to think she wanted to quit her job and that she wasn't suited to be a nurse. I wonder if our love has had some positive influence on that. I'd be happy if it did.
そうね。
Miss Kaede seems to be thinking about it.
他の子たちもそうだけど、アスカが立派な看護師になるのはきちんと見届けたいって気持ちが大きくなっているわ。やめたいとは思わなくなったわね。それに
Miss Kaede smiles at me bashfully.
アスカとお付き合いをしだしてから彼女のことを思い出して泣くことがなくなったの。恋の効果ね。
I can barely restrain myself from shouting out in glee.
じゃあ、
I feel like asking her why she still needs that envelope. Don't do it. Don't do it. The words are almost rolling out of my mouth before I realize. But though they're right on my lips, I swallow them back inside.
ダメダメ。先生にとって大事な思い出ってのは事実なんだから。
Hello. Miss Kaede is so precious to me, and since it's a precious memory of hers, I have to respect that as well.
複雑だけどさ。
Since I stopped talking all of a sudden, Miss Kaede looks at me with a puzzled expression.
じゃあクリスマスどうしましょうか。
Christmas! I say this as I point at the calendar on the wall. What an awkward change of subject. Miss Kaede looks at the calendar too. It'll be the first Christmas we'll spend together as a couple.
そうね。
Miss Kaede isn't getting suspicious at my strange behavior and appears to be thinking about Christmas.
学校は冬休みに入っているけれど、遠出は多分無理ね。課題とか大変そう。あ、でも確か駅前がイルミネーションで飾り付けられるはずよ。十分素敵な。へえ。あとはさあね。
And just as Miss Kaede is saying this, rumble, rumble. The sound of my stomach.
あら。あいやー、小腹が空いちゃったみたい。夕ご飯は寮で食べるのでしょ。はい、なおちゃんとの約束で。
Now has forgiven me for spending so much time at Miss Kaede's home. But in exchange for that, she gave me the condition that I need to have dinner with her at the dorm. She said, that's because for the time being, you're still my older sister. I wonder what she meant by, for the time being. I wonder for how much longer, until Miss Kaede and I get married. Oh, I'm blushing.
どちらかというと糖分かしらね。クッキーでも出しましょうか。
Cookie...
やったー少し待っていて。
Miss Kaede stands up and leaves the room.
この部屋で過ごすのも普通になってきたな。
As I mutter this to myself, I noticed something. There's an envelope on the ground which Miss Kaede must have dropped as she stood up. Letter of resignation. It's the envelope that was given to her by her ex-girlfriend.
先生、お守り代わりって言いながら結構落としてるよね。
This is already the third time I found myself picking it up.
よいしょっと。
I reach out and pick up the envelope. I never noticed it before, but the envelope isn't sealed. It's merely folded shut. Well, since it wasn't actually mailed, I guess that's not so odd.
先生が大好きだった人が。
The envelope which is still so precious to her even now.
ひどい振られ方をしたのに、それでも。見ちゃダメかな、中身。先生の大事なものだし、ダメだよね。勝手に見たりしたら。ダメダメ。ダメだよ。それはマナー違反。いくら今、私たちは付き合っているからって、そこはね、しっかりしなきゃ。大丈夫。見ない見ない。私もね、意外とそういうとこ真面目だったりするし。
Though I'm saying that, my fingers have already picked the letter out of the envelope.
誘惑に弱すぎ。あれ
This is kind of strange. The document I've taken out of the envelope is folded in 3. And folded. This is not a formal document and not a letter of resignation.
これって。
Instead of a letter of resignation, it appears to be a letter addressed to Miss Kaede.
どういうこと？
I open the letter, unable to resist the temptation to read it. To my beloved Kaede. I'm not sure when you'll be reading this letter. My hands are petrified and I can't pull my eyes away from the letter. You might be reading this at a point in time when you become an excellent nurse. At a time when you don't need a letter of resignation anymore, and you can check the contents of the envelope just in case before throwing it away. But if you're reading this at a time when you truly want to quit being a nurse. I read up to this point when I hear footsteps coming from the hallway. Miss Kaede's on her way back. I forcefully thrust the letter along with the envelope into my pocket. I can hear the paper crumpling. My heart is beating heavily in my chest. I can almost feel my own body temperature dropping a few degrees. The door slides open and Miss Kaede enters the room.
お待たせ。
Miss Kaede looks at my face.
どうしたの？そんなにお腹空いてたの？顔色真っ青よ。
She chuckles as she says this. I'm walking back to the dorm, passing the station.
持ってきちゃった。
I pick the envelope and letter out of my pocket. I had thrust it inside pretty forcefully, so it's a little crumpled. I wonder if she'll be angry about it. I halt under one of the streetlights in front of the station. I can't help looking around to check if the coast is clear. I guess it's due to my guilty conscience. I screw up my courage and open the letter. It's written in beautiful handwriting. To my beloved Kaede. You might be reading this at a point in time when you become an excellent nurse. At a time when you don't need a letter of resignation anymore, and you check the contents of the envelope just in case before throwing it away. But if you're reading this at a time when you truly want to quit being a nurse, please calm down first and read this letter to the end. I read this far at Miss Kaede's house. My eyes moved to the next line. I love you, Kaede, even now. I feel as if my heart has just been ripped out. But even though I really wanted to be of support to you, if I stayed with you, I would instead just be making you more reliant on me, and end up making you weaker. And because I'm the way I am, and I love you so much, I just can't help spoiling you. I realized that was wrong. I won't be able to bring out the beautiful light which resides within you. I'm sure you'll become a wonderful nurse. I don't want to stand in the way of that. That's why I need to say such harsh things to you. In order to make you hate me, and then, once you've grown to hate me, you'll be able to walk the path of nursing under your own power. That's the reason why. Once you've grown to hate me and have forgotten about me, then I know you'll become a wonderful nurse. That is my wish. But you know, if you're reading this letter and you truly lost all hope of making it as a nurse, and if you're still thinking about me, then please come back and lean on me. Please come back to me, because I've always loved you so much, KM. I've read through the whole letter. The KM written at the end of the letter, those must be the initials of Miss Kaede's ex-girlfriend. At the very bottom of the letter, she had carefully written her contact information. It must be the number of her cell phone. This number still leads to her. To her.
どうしよう。
I feel as if I'm holding a bomb in my hands which could explode at any moment.
これ先生が読んだら何かがきっかけで封筒の中のこの手紙を読んだりしたらそんなの
I'm reminded of the conversation we had when we were eating cookies.
もし彼女が先生を嫌ったんじゃなかったらどうなってたのかな。
そんなの答えられないわ。
She had said so with a troubled expression on her face. But I know the answer. Even though it's already been many years since she was dumped in that harsh way, she's still been crying her heart out over her. And this letter of resignation which her ex-girlfriend slapped into her hands, she's been preciously holding on to it like a charm, and even now, it's still special to her. I know the answer.
答えなんて
聞かなくても。
Seriously, what can I do? Though I'm saying this,
緊急会議するしかない。
I also can't possibly just sit back and give up.
緊急会議するしかないよ。
I declared this to Nao in our dorm room.
緊急会議？
明日ね、いつきさんやまちちゃん、みちちゃんも集めて。
先生と何かあったの？
Now is as amazingly sharp as ever, but
詳しくは明日、こうご期待。
every time I'll need to explain this. It's probably going to cause considerable pain in my heart. So please allow me to do it tomorrow to everyone all at once.
というわけです。
The following day, during lunch break, I called Nao, Miss Itsuki, Machi, Michi, all the people who know about me and Miss Kaede to the roof, and explained to them the situation. Miss Saki is at home and taking a break from school. She's apparently having a tough time.
はあ、なるほど。で、それを私らに話して何しようっての？
だね。
悩める乙女心の相談です。
乙女心ね。
A slight grin is playing on Miss Itsuki's lips.
何さ？まあまあお姉ちゃん。
Nao is taking up the role of mediator.
要は昔の彼女のところに先生が戻らないようにするにはどうしたらいいかってことだよね。
んなのその手紙さえ見なきゃいいんだろ。捨てるなり燃やすなりしちまえ。
ダメだよそんなの。今私が持ってるのも悪いのに。
Although, like she says, it would be nice if I could just get rid of it, but
それをしたら人として終わりな気がする。
こっそり持ち出しといて何を今さら。
いや、それはその。
まあお姉ちゃん基本的に自分に甘いもんね。
なおちゃん厳しい。
だってお姉ちゃんにラブラブなナオにこんな相談持ってくるんだもん。嫌味の一つも言いたくなるよ。
すみません。
でも黙ってられたらもっと嫌だったけど。だからいいの。
なおちゃん。
my eyes are becoming moist. I'm so much in her debt.
麗しの姉妹愛ごちそうさま。そんなことより本題に入ろうぜ。昼休みそんな時間ないしさ。確認するけど、
Miss Itsuki's looking right at me.
何？
まずその元カノ KM とかって女、スペックじゃ抜け子の先輩なんでしょ。
その模様です。
According to what Miss Kaede has said,
じゃあなんなら勝ってんだ。元カノに負けないアピールポイント。
愛情とか？でもそんなの測りようないよね。
kissing. I was about to say we have great compatibility when it comes to our lips and our bodies, but I hold my tongue. This is not the right place to say something like that. My kisses with Miss Kaede. This utter sweetness and mesmerizing sensation it gives me. If Miss Kaede feels the same way.
とにかくだ。スペックでは負けてるなら、スペック以外で元カノに負けてないって思う勝負ポイント探して それでアピールするっきゃねえだろ。
My body.
この体を武器にっていうとなんかあれだけど、
A little bit erotic.
先生の思考を探ってみるのもいいかもしれないね。思考を探る。なおなら先生を逆らえなくする弱み探してもいいけど、お姉ちゃんはそんなのしたくないでしょ。だから先生が好きなものの傾向とか。
お、ゲームっぽくなってきた。好感度稼ぎには情報必須。
Miss Itsuki seems to be enjoying herself, and I'm kind of disturbed about what Nao just said.
好感度稼ぎには情報必須か。
She may actually be right.
体を武器にって言ってもどう使うかいろいろあるし。
Many different methods. I can't help imagining some things. My cheeks are glowing bright red.
アスカちゃん顔赤い。お姉ちゃんどうしたの？なんでもないであります。さあ。
The same day after classes.
それじゃ先生、先お家行ってるね。
ええ、ちゃんと予習復習しながら待ってるように。
わかってまーす。
Miss Kaede hands me her key and I leave the school building ahead of her. She told me she'd be a little later because of a staff meeting. Information is indispensable. Now's my chance to strike. Mischievous grin. So, my cheeks are bright red. The reason why I'm blushing is because of the information I just found in Miss Kaede's room. I found a certain magazine. The magazine is called Lifestyle Magazine for Adults. Nothing out of the ordinary there. The point of attention is a title written on the cover page, the title of a special feature inside. Special feature, kinky techniques. Oh no.
星あってね。
As I'm slowly flipping through the pages of the magazine, another title jumps out at me. Adding the extraordinary to the ordinary. Hard and deep contact recommendations.
音符あってね。
And then over the next few pages, there are model pictures or pretty real-looking illustrations, demonstrating all kinds of uncommon methods of expressing love.
これは。
I stare blankly at the pages.
先生がこの情報誌を持ってるのはこの特集が目的でってわけじゃないかもしれない。ないかもしれないんだけど、でもがっちりばっちり特集が目的かもしれないからだから。
I continue reading as I keep providing excuses to an invisible someone somewhere. It ends up taking me a little more than an hour to finish reading all the articles from the first to the last word. By the time I finish reading, I'm finding myself in a state of mental bewilderment. I can't suppress a hot sigh, when suddenly from the entrance,
ただいま。
I jump upright. Flustered, I start hiding the magazine in between some clothes.
いやいや、ダメじゃん。
I put it back in the closet where I found it. Humming a song, trying to look innocent, I wait for Miss Kaede. She enters the room.
何をやっているの？
なんか鼻歌歌いたくなっちゃって。
押し入れに向かって？
I find myself facing the closet, standing right in front of it, all while vigorously humming. It's super suspicious.
イエ様、いい押し入れだなーなんて感心してて。
そう？ 普通だと思うけど。
ですよね。普通ですよね。
いやー、普通だ。ん？
There's a puzzled expression on her face.
アスカ？
She looks at me suspiciously. She's so cute.
可愛いけど。
Underneath that innocent, cute exterior,
アブノーマルに興味津々なんだ。
this notion has already planted itself into my mind.
私も先生となら興味なくもないけど。
何が？
声に出してた。なんでもないです。ノーマルです。ノーマル。
ええ。
この子大丈夫かしらって顔されてる。
So,
このケースの場合、入院患者が。
I'm reviewing today's classes while Miss Katie's watching me. Fidget, fidget. Fidget, fidget. Fidget, fidget.
アブノーマル。ハードでディープなスキンシップ。
My heart is racing in my chest. All good and well, but when can I make my move to put this into practice?
少し休憩しましょうか。
Miss Kaede speaks.
そうだ、ぶどう買ってあるの。出すわね。
やった
じゃあ、ちょっと待っててね。
She stands up and leaves the room. Grapes, fruits. This.
ー。チャンス来たかも。
So,
駅前のね、スーパーで安かったの。ワンパック。
Miss Kaede smiles joyfully as she puts the plate on the table.
さあ、どうぞ。
I've already finished running the simulation in my mind. All that's left is putting it into action. Hard, deep contact.
先生に食べさせてほしいなーなんて。ダメですか？
わかったわ。いいわよ。
Miss Kaede laughs at me with a kind of expression that seems to say, I guess I have no choice.
ドキドキ。
はい、どうぞ。
Miss Kaede picks one grape and reaches towards my mouth.
来た。ここだ。
I actually feel pretty enthusiastic about this. Time to strike. I forcefully grab Miss Kaede's hand and... I can do this. Attack!
あ、もう。
I put Miss Kaede's fingers into my mouth. I have my lips around Miss Kaede's fingers as well as the grape. Miss Kaede's eyes are wide with amazement. I can taste the sour sweetness of the grape along with Miss Kaede's fingers.
アスカ？
I'm licking her finger. It was written in one of the articles. Unexpected finger-licking play. This is kinky, yes, quite kinky. But in fact, it's pretty embarrassing too. I'm licking Miss Kaede's fingers. I'm licking the smooth skin of her fingers. I look around her well-shaped fingernails and let my tongue slide in between her fingers. This is pretty erotic.
っていうか、これやっぱり。
Though I'm merely licking her fingers, I'm starting to feel lightheaded. Miss Kaede's fingers and my tongue.
私と先生、やっぱり肌の相性いい。
A special sensation runs up my spine.
アスカ、
I've been completely focused on her fingers, so hearing her voice makes you look up at her face. I wonder if Miss Kaede's feeling aroused too. Oh no! Flustered, I withdraw my mouth from her fingers.
どうしたのアスカ。
I dash out of Miss Kaide's house. My exciting kinky strategy was a failure. The next day, I figured out that Miss Kaide must not have bought the magazine for the featured articles, and that she probably hasn't even read them. This is so embarrassing. But even so, I can't possibly give up that easily.
まあ方向性としちゃ間違いじゃないと思うのよ。
Miss Itsuki speaks.
とにかく先生の心の資格をついてぐいっと心をわしづかみにだな。
心の資格って。
そうだな。例えば
で、それではここを答えてもらうのは。
I vigorously raise my hand.
では大幸さん。
Miss Kaide points at me and I vigorously stand up.
先生、可愛いですね。
This has to be the most extreme timing to strike at the blind spot of her heart. Miss Kaide's eyes are wide with surprise. Wow, it's causing quite a commotion throughout the classroom. Is this a success?
大幸さん、授業中ですよ。
She scolded me in a grave tone. Oops. And after that, I still go on with my challenge of catching Miss Kaide in my snare. It hasn't been going anywhere though. I feel as I've been gradually turning myself into some sort of weirdo. That's why I decided to resort to my final plan.
こうなったら既成事実作っちゃうしかないか。
Irreversible circumstances. I'm determined. I don't have a choice but to do this. At any rate, it's going to be necessary to engage her in private. So, as usual, I'll carry out my plan at Miss Kaide's house. Irreversible circumstances, in other words, making it impossible for us to become separated again. In concrete terms, well, that's still a secret. And the first step to take in order to accomplish this...
それじゃあ今日は。先生。
I call out to Miss Kaide, interrupting her words. She looks at me.
先生。
I'm staring right at her. My chest is starting to feel warm, and I feel as if I'm losing grip of my sense of time. A sweet sensation is filling my whole body. As this feeling is taking hold of me, I feel as if I'm inside a magical time bubble of bliss.
先生。アスカ。
Miss Kaide is looking at me with cool eyes.
あれ？いい加減話さないといけないと思っていたけれど、最近のアスカのこと。
Miss Kaide doesn't seem charmed in the slightest. On the contrary, she's looking bothered and maybe even a little angry.
最近のアスカはよく。
Whoops. Hasn't been good. Bad. Awful. Disgusting. Human refuse. This is the inevitable flow until she'll tell me.
これからあなたのことゴミって呼んでいいかしら。
Bam. I'm trembling in shame. I'm in the clutches of despair. Miss Kaide's voice is ringing loudly inside my head.
すみません。帰ります。
My voice sounds as if my soul has been ripped out of my body, and I stiffly make my way out, almost like a robot.
ちょっとアスカ。
I hear Miss Kaide's voice from behind me, but I don't respond. I leave Miss Kaide's house. I'm walking under the twilight sky. The vermilion sunset pierces my heart. I look up at the sky. I cry out as I run.
Asuka?
Huh? I'm in sheer shock at running into her. I'm stunned with surprise.
Sakuya-san!
Passing the station, I come across Miss Sakuya. She's hardly come to school at all since she went back home, so it's been a while since I've seen her. There are even rumors that she might repeat the year.
化け物見たみたいな悲鳴あげないで。失礼ね。ごめん。まあ確かに久しぶりだし、こんなところで会うとは思っていなかったけれど。さくやさんは寮に？ええ、寄ってきたところよ。荷物を実家に送るためにね。そうなんだ。じゃあ学校にはまだ。
Miss Sakuya doesn't give any reply.
アスカ、座りましょうか。
Miss Sakuya points at a nearby bench.
What?
I feel puzzled.
でも忙しいんじゃ。バカね。久しぶりに顔を合わせたと思ったら泣きながらかけてきた。放っておけるわけないでしょ、友達として。友達。
What is this feeling? Hearing Miss Sakuya use this word. It's sweet of her, but still, it somehow feels painful inside my heart.
ありがとう。
We sit down next to each other on the bench. I tell her the whole story. I leave nothing out.
そう。なおちゃんにだって全部話すの抵抗あったのに。
So I'm finding it a bit strange how I'm able to talk about this whole thing to Miss Sakuya, even though she's the one person most likely to get the most angry about this.
怒られるよね、絶対。学生が何やってんだって。なるほど。話は分かったわ。涙の理由は。
Miss Sakuya speaks to me with a calm look on her face. She looks as if she's thinking about it a little.
あれ？何？怒らないの？怒る？学生の分際で何やってんだみたいな。あ、そういうこと。
Miss Sakuya lightly smiles at me.
そうは言ってもどうしようもないでしょ、恋というものは。
Whoa, such a mature attitude.
いけないと頭で理解できていれば心もコントロールできるのなら誰も悩んだりしないわ。すごい、さくやさん恋愛の達人みたい。私なんて全然だわ。ただアスカが愚かなのよ。
It seems like Miss Sakuya still hasn't lost her sting.
まあ頑張りなさい。私にはそうとしか言えないわ。ですよね、すみません。
Miss Sakuya stands up from the bench.
ああ、そうだ。私からも伝えておくことがあったわ。私、留年することになると思うわ。学校、卒業やそういうことは全部あなたたちから1年遅れになりそうね。嘘、本当に？
I knew a rumor like that had been going around school, but I thought it was merely a rumor.
え、そんな。それが最善と思ったからそうするだけだけれど、なぜあなたがショックを受けているの？
だって咲夜さんと一緒に学んで進級して看護師になるって。
That's what I had always hoped for.
恋に悩むのもいいけれど、しっかりなさい。もしあなたまで留年して来年私と同じ教室に通うなんてことになったら、
You'll be sorry, her face seems to say.
いじめるわ、アスカのこと。いじめはいくないよ。だったらそうならないように頑張りなさい。では私は行くわ。
I watch as Miss Sakia walks off.
そうね、最後に一つだけ。
She stops walking and turns back to face me.
話を聞いて、私にはむしろ問題はアスカの方にあると思えたわ。
私？
ええ。アスカ、あなた本当に大原先生のことが好きなのかしら？私には違うようにも思えたわ。じゃ。
And with that, Miss Sakia disappears into the crowd around the station. I can't move a single muscle. What does it mean to love someone?
何？わかんない。だって私と先生はキスもしてお付き合いしてて、お家にだって何度も行って、先生と一緒にいると楽しくて嬉しくて。
What does it mean to love someone?
何なの？わかんない。なんで咲夜さんあんなこと言ったんだろう。ただの意地悪かな。私が先生を好きじゃないなんて。なんで？そんなことない。そんなことないよね。だって。
What does it mean to love someone?
わかんない。そんなの考えたこともなかった。みんなは知ってるのかな。
お姉ちゃんおかえり。
Now greets me as I return home. She's reviewing today's or preparing for tomorrow's lessons at her desk. As she looks up from her papers, she looks at me with a puzzled expression.
どうしたの？お姉ちゃん。
What does it mean to love someone?
ねえ、なおちゃん。好きって何なのかな？
好き？
うん、私は先生のこと好きじゃないのかなって。
It's fun to spend time together, and it makes me feel happy. It feels nice when we touch. It makes me feel so blissful, but even so,
誰かに何か言われた？
now is as sharp as ever.
うん。
I nod.
そっか。なおもそう思ってたよ。
Is she kidding me? She sounds serious, though.
なおちゃんも。
I can't believe my ears. I had expected now to support me in this. But she isn't.
お姉ちゃんだって気づいてると思ってたよ。
I'm standing there like a fool, unable to utter anything but, huh?
だってお 姉ちゃん先生との話をするとき、楽しいとか嬉しいとか幸せとは言っても好きって言わなかったよね、ずっと。可愛いっていうのもあったっけ？でもそれって好きとは違うよね。
For a moment, I have no idea what Now is trying to say. I never said it myself that I love her?
あれ、そうだっけ？
I don't know. I can't remember everything which has happened up until now so readily. Now's looking at me silently.
あ、そういえば言ってない気もするけど、でもそれは恥ずかしいからで。
なおは、お姉ちゃんは先生のこと好きなんじゃないって思ってたよ。そのうちなおのところに戻ってきてくれるって。だから先生とお付き合いするのにも反対しなかったんだもん。
Now is smiling brightly. Her words, on the other hand, are razor sharp. This is scary. I feel like arguing my case, but I can't manage any reply.
いつでも戻っておいでよ、お姉ちゃん。なおならウェルカムだよ。
She's smiling brightly, but
本気で言ってるのかな、なおちゃん。どっちだろう。わかんない。私こんなにバカだったっけ？バカだった気もする。なおちゃん。
はい、お姉ちゃん。
好きって何なのかな。
we've come full circle now, and I'm back to my first question. I'm such an idiot.
なおは知ってるけど。
Now's face and voice seem almost like it's hard to tell whether she's laughing or crying.
教えてあげない？
I'm not feeling sleepy at all after going to bed.
寝れん。
I'm tossing and turning in my bed.
時間今何時だろう。
I'm pretty sure it must be past midnight already. There's school tomorrow too, so I really need to sleep. The room feels so dark around me.
先生。
I really wonder if I love her or if I don't.
先生にはずっと憧れてた。それだけじゃなくて、いろんな顔の先生を見て可愛いって思ったりして、キスされたら心地よくて、お付き合いすることになったら嬉しくて楽しくて。辞職願い、昔の彼女からの手紙。あれ見たら元さやに戻るんじゃってハラハラしたり。
Isn't all that love?
わかんないよ。
If that isn't love,
好きって何なの？
though I do realize this much.
私まだ先生に好きって言ったことない。
That's probably the answer. And it's finally Christmas Eve.
よし。
The winter holiday has already started. Today, Miss Kaede and I are having a date. She's been busy with the midterm exams, so I haven't spent any time with her for a while. But in fact, I've been running away from her a little. Since that day, I've been somewhat withdrawn from her.
お姉ちゃん、
Now has opened the window and calls out to me from inside the room.
頑張ってね。
なおちゃん。うん。
I brought the envelope with me in my bag. The letter of resignation, or rather, the letter from Miss Kaide's ex-girlfriend. The love letter containing her feelings for Miss Kaede. It shouldn't have been in my possession in the first place. Whatever the outcome, I don't have the right to have this envelope in my possession.
どんな結果っていうか、
結果は見えてるんだけどさ、手紙返したら。じゃあ行ってきます。
I wave it now and take off.
先生との待ち合わせは駅前。
アスカ、
Miss Kaide has already arrived. It hasn't been that long since I last saw her, but it does feel that way. Miss Kaide flashes me her angelic smile.
あ、待ちました。
いいえ、今来たところよ。あ、これベタなやりとりね。
Looking at Miss Kaide's smile up close, it's almost enough to break my will. I've taken so long to work up the courage, and just like that, it's almost gone. And I was so ready to do the right thing.
手紙返さなきゃいけないのに。
To its rightful owner, to Miss Kaide.
返したら先生はきっと行っちゃう。彼女のところへ。
I thought I had already accepted that fate. I can't utter a single word.
どうしたの、アスカ？
なんでもないです。
My voice sounds a little nasal.
いつ返そう、いつ渡そう、早い方がいいのかな。でも渡しちゃったら。
It'll mean the end of our relationship.
デートの終わりでいいかな。
I'm not an angel after all.
それじゃあ行きましょうか。今日は学校の話は抜きでね。
I managed to smile pretty naturally, I think.
カラオケなんて来るのずいぶん久しぶりだわ。
あ、そうなんですか？
Having gone for a stroll around the central area, we entered the karaoke building.
アスカはよく？
テストが終わった後とかにグループのみんなで打ち上げとか。
へえ、若者らしいわね。
先生はあんまり？
そうね、なかなか縁がなかったというのもあるけれど。
縁？
お休みの日とかもだいたい家にいるし。
そうでした。
I was aware of that. Whenever I've been seeing Miss Kaede on days off, we've just been staying at home, and when we do go out of the house, it's usually just to have some food somewhere. Since I was simply happy to be able to spend time with Miss Kaede, I never really minded.
こんなちゃんとデートしたデートって初めてなんだ。先生、何か歌ってみます？
ああ、私はよくわからないから。
まあ、久しぶりの先生にまずは一曲。ゆっくり選んでくれていいですよ。私ドリンク取ってきます。
Having said that, I stand up.
あ、ごめんなさい。
いえ、慣れてるんで。
Smiling brightly, I leave the room. I enter the hallway and lightly lean on the closed door behind my back.
どうしよう。泣きそう。
As I come back into the room with the drinks, Miss Kaede has just finished entering a song.
お待たせ。
ありがとう。古い歌だけど笑わないでね。
笑わないよ。すごい真剣に聞きます。
それもやめて。
As she's still saying this, the intro starts playing. Miss Kaede takes the microphone and stands up.
この歌知ってる？
I remember hearing this song a long time ago, about the time when I was in elementary school or junior high school. It used to be extremely popular. It's a sweet love song. Though it's been such a long time since she sung karaoke, she still seems to remember all the lyrics, since she's singing with her eyes closed. So I can stare at Miss Kaide's face as she sings.
私、先生が好きだ。
This thought gently bubbles up into my mind as I'm looking at Miss Kaide's singing face. Oh, and I had just made up my mind to return the letter to her.
ダメ、泣いちゃう。こらえないと。アスカ？どうしたの？
Miss Kaede has stopped singing and is looking at me. I shake my head in an expression between laughing and crying.
大丈夫です。何でもないです。でも先生の歌が胸に染みただけっす。感動ものっす。
I've been wondering this whole time about the meaning of love, and this never even crossed my mind.
わかったよ、なおちゃん。好きって涙だよね。
This irresistible feeling of your heart being squeezed as you merely look at someone. It's not as simple as just getting along or having fun with someone. But when you can cry by just thinking about someone, that's what love is.
ああ、今日で最後って思った日に分かっちゃうなんてさ。
Or maybe it's exactly because of that. After singing karaoke, we take the train to visit a nearby town, have some food together, and do some window shopping. As if it all happened in an instant, it's already nighttime. We take the train again to come back home.
ふう、楽しかった。もうこんな時間だね、先生。
ええ、楽しいと時間が過ぎるのも早いわ。
じゃあそろそろお開きというところで。
As I'm saying this, Miss Kaede interjects.
あ、待って。その前に。大事なことを忘れてたわ。クリスマスプレゼント用意してあるの。
Miss Kaede reaches inside her bag as she says this. A Christmas present. Well, me too. I also brought something for her in my bag. I was planning to give it to her at the end of the date.
待って待って、先生。
Flustered, I stop her.
だってそんなものもらったら。
I'll be so happy, I'll lose my nerve.
何？アスカ？
いえ、その私も用意してるんで、先に私から。
I take my bag in my hands. I open the zipper and put my hand inside. I immediately feel the envelope and hold it between my fingers.
驚くと思いますよ。すごいプレゼントなんで。
This is how it has to happen.
私。
そうなの？一体どんなものかしら？
Her angelic smile. Make a save.
セーブしました。
Okay. Give it back is her good ending.
グッバイ、エンジェル。
Goodbye, Angelou.
これ。
I pull the envelope out of my bag and thrust it out at Miss Kaede. Miss Kaide's eyes are wide in surprise. She's just staring at the envelope. She isn't taking it from me.
これ、先生のです。先生の大事にしてた封筒。
I'm almost pushing it into her hands.
アスカ、どうして？
ごめんなさい。勝手に持ち出しちゃいました。ついでに中も見ちゃいました。
Miss Kaede gasped softly.
それ中に入ってるの辞職願いじゃないです。昔先生を振ったっていう彼女からの手紙です。ずっと先生のこと好きだって書いてます。先生振られてなかったんです。全部先生のため。先生が好きだったからなんです。
何言ってるのアスカ。
いいから中見てください。早く。
Urged on by my seemingly angry tone, Miss Kaede takes the letter out of the envelope.
辞職願いじゃない。
She mutters as she unfolds the letter. Miss Kaede's eyes are wide with shock as she looks down at it.
これ
I feel a stabbing pain in my heart. Because I can't bear looking at her any longer, I turn away from her.
よかったね先生。よかったね先生。よかったね先生。
Inside my mind, again and again, I practice the words I'll say to her when she's finished reading.
嘘。
I can hear Miss Kaede muttering to herself.
そんな。
She mutters.
どうして。
She continues muttering, and then finally,
バカ。
she says this in a quiet but strong voice, and then she starts crying. As I hear her crying behind my back, I cry too. My hands, however, are squeezed into fists. And as a way to put an end to things, I speak the words I've practiced saying.
涙声になるな私。
Feeling anxious about that, I gather my determination and speak.
よかったね先生。
I'm still half crying as I say it, but I think my words were comprehensible.
好きだよ先生。大好き。やっと分かったんだよ好きってことが。だから。
I know how loving someone, it can be so painful, so sweet, and yet so painful, and how it can also confer great strength.
だからお幸せに。
Saying this, I sprint away from her, from the person I love so dearly.
アスカアスカ待って。
I can hear Miss Kaede's voice from behind me, but I keep on running without any pause. Every breath of the cold winter air pricks my lungs. The sky is filled with stars. The stars are gorgeous tonight. I heard from Miss Kaede later on what she did after that. She went home, read the letter once more, and cried again. Then she checked the phone number at the bottom of the letter. She told me she hesitated, but called the number.
もしもし。夜分遅く。え。あ、そうです。大原です。そんな一声聞いただけで。あなたも。
She told me she cried again on the phone.
そっちは今どこに？そんなところに？そうね。
She had often spent time abroad, but Miss Kaede found out that she was living nearby right now. They agreed to finally meet each other again after all the time, 5 days later on New Year's Eve.
それじゃあすごく楽しみ。
I spent New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but now, it's not that it wasn't fun, but it was around the end of the winter vacation that I was summoned to school by Miss Kaede. The day before the first day back at school. I'm heading to school, or rather to the archive room.
はあ。気が重い。
I feel as if I've been condemned to death. So I ended up coming in my training uniform, as a kind of formal dress appropriate for an execution.
わざわざ初めてキスしたとこでなんて。
残酷だな。
I bitterly think this to myself.
アスカ、
先生、
As I enter the archive room, I see that Miss Kaede has already arrived. She's wearing her white uniform. Would it be for the same reason I'm wearing mine? Probably not. She's looking somewhat happy, with a contrast with me. She feels so far away.
ごめんなさい。なかなか連絡できなくて。
いえ、
年末年始は実家に戻らなくてはいけなくてバタバタしていたから。
あ、そうですよね。
Since she's the daughter of the elite Ohara family, I'm sure there are all sorts of hardships she has to endure. But I don't really feel like hearing about those kinds of things right now.
どうでもいいよ、先生の実家のことなんて。どうせエリートした感じ悪い人たちなんだろうし。もう私には関係ないもん。
それでクリスマスの話。
I freeze. I've been feeling so curious. I've been really wanting to know, but now the subject is finally here. My body feels as if it's paralyzed. I feel so scared that it's all going to be over. Scared to hear the cruel conclusion.
それが先生の幸せなら、私はそれでいいって思ったのに。
I feel so uncool, so pathetic.
手紙、
Trying to act courageous, I take the initiative. I think I need to be the one to ask. When I ask about the letter, I'm really asking about the phone number at the bottom of it. There's no way she didn't contact her.
連絡取ったんですよね。
Miss Kaede nods at my words.
え、電話したわ、彼女に。
I feel like a sword has been stabbed right through my heart.
何年ぶりかしら。アスカのおかげよ。
幸せそうな顔で言わないで。そんなこと。
年末久しぶりに会ったの。私だけなら封筒の中なんて確認せずに処分していたわ。ほんとアスカのおかげ、感謝してる。読むように言ってくれて。
やっぱり手紙返さなきゃよかったのか。
アスカのおかげで。
私のおかげで。
私は彼女と。
先生は彼女と。
To reunite again.
ちゃんとお別れできたから。
おめでとうございます。これから末永く仲良く。え？
Huh? Did I mishear that?
彼女と復縁できたんですよね。
そんなこと一言も言ってないわ。
There's a little bit of anger in her tone as she says this.
きちんとお別れをしてきたのよ。あなたが手紙を返してくれたおかげでね。
手紙を。
私、アスカが辞職願いの封筒を隠し持ってることを知っていたの。
うわー！
I'm screaming silently.
バレてたんですか？
もちろん中身が彼女からの手紙だとは知らなかったけれど。それをアスカの意志で返してくれたから。そんなアスカだから私は。
バレてたまま、もし返してなかったらどうなってたんだろう。
Even imagining it.
やめ。
I vigorously shake my head because that's not what's important right now. What's important right now.
じゃあ、私たちはお付き合いのまま。
ええ、私はそのつもりだけれど。 実家に戻った時両親にも話してきたわ。お付き合いしてる人がいるって。会いたがっていたわね。両親も姉も祖母も。
すみませんすみません、感じ悪い人なんて決めつけてすみません。
Oh my.
しっかり学校で学んでね。不出来な看護師じゃ認めてもらえないわよ。
先生、よろしくお願いします。
もちろん。
She looks so reliable as she smiles at me like that. I can't sense a single blemish on her. I might be a bit egocentric to say this, but there's nothing that can make me happier than to know that my existence is bringing light to Miss Kaide's journey. Anyhow.
なんかほっとしちゃった。
Miss Kaede laughs bashfully. I feel so utterly relieved that I could just collapse to the ground.
アスカは可愛いわね。
Oh wow.
それから空回りしがち。
Oh wow. Though that wasn't exactly what I wanted to hear.
でもいいや。もう全部いいや。
Because I feel so happy. The fact that it's okay for me to imagine a future with Miss Kaede. I'm so happy. I almost can't contain it. So... It's been such a long time that we just have to do this.
先生、
I look right into her eyes. She looks a little puzzled at first, but she immediately smiles and looks back into my eyes. My heart is melting.
先生、アスカ、
It's been such a long time.
先生、アスカ。
When we're looking into each other's eyes like this, it's as if the whole outer world disappears.
せ、
Things seem to be even more intense than ever before.
先生、アスカ。
We melt together into an embrace.
先生、いい匂い。
Well, it just so happened that a student was passing by the archive room right at this time. The next day, the school's horror story of the crying girl in the archive room was replaced by a new one. Its name, The Crazy Couple in the Archive Room. That's all I have to say about that. This must be a miracle of love. Time passes by, and we're now in the autumn of my second year. It's the time of the capping ceremony, which we were only allowed to watch from the sidelines last year as first-year students. This year, it's finally our turn. Is this the finish line? No, I feel rather that I finally made it to the starting line. The curtains in the hall are closed, and a solemn atmosphere fills the area. We're sitting in a line in front of the platform, and just like we had been last year, the first-year students are sitting in a line behind us.
Amato Itsuki.
Hi.
Miss Kaide calls our names one by one through the microphone for us to rise to the platform. The principal places a nurse's cap on our heads, and after receiving a small plate for the candle service, we receive the flame from the big candle which is held by the Nightingale statue. After this, we get in line on the far end of the platform.
Osachi Asuka.
Miss Kaide calls my name and I rise to the platform.
やっとここまで来たんだな。
Though I know it's merely the beginning and not the end, I'm still deeply moved. I can't help it. The nurse's cap is placed on my head and I receive the small plate for the candle service.
Osachi Nao.
After me, Nao's name is called. In a calm manner, she rises to the platform. Having received the flame from the Nightingale statue, I take my place next to Miss Itsuki and face ahead. Even Miss Itsuki has a serious look on her face on this occasion. The students' names are called one after another, but Miss Sakia's name is never called.
さくやさんも一緒だったらよかったんだけどな。
For a moment, this thought crosses my mind. As Miss Sakia told me herself last year, she's still taking time off, and she hasn't been to school ever since. It's really too bad. All the second-year students have now been called by Miss Kaide, so we're standing on the platform. There's something ethereal and beautiful about the line of flickering flames on top of the platform. And then...
ナイチンゲール聖子。
the Nightingale Pledge, which I merely listened to last year.
我はここに集いたる人々の前に厳かに神に誓わん。
By the way, what did I mean before when I said this was a miracle of love? Well,
学校長挨拶。
the Nightingale Pledge is followed by a long-winded speech by the school principal, and after that, there's a greeting from the student's representative. This is intended as an expression of our commitment going forward.
続いて生徒代表当時大幸飛鳥。
Exactly. I was chosen as the student's representative. This wasn't just chosen by Miss Kaide, but by the whole school council and the principal, so it wasn't a matter of favoritism. Ever since that time, I've been putting so much effort into school that I even ended up being voted as the student's representative. That kind of effort, that must have been the miracle of love.
だって私先生の恋人だもん。
In order to be able to say that and to be proud of it, I had to do better. I stand up from the line and take the principal's place in front of the microphone. For a moment, for just a single moment, I glance at Miss Kaide. Smile. Though faintly, she smiles at me, putting me at ease. That gives me all the strength I need. I stand in front of the microphone and put the small plate of the candle service down. I make a little bow and take a little breath in and out. And then I speak into the microphone.
皆さん、私はこの学校に入った時、ダメダメな看護学生でした。
あの抜け子がね、世の中何があるかわかんないもんだ。
ふふん、やればできる子ですから、自分。遅いのよ。中学高校はまるでやってなかったということでしょ。
Misaki is still taking a break from school, so I was surprised to see her after the capping ceremony. She was so kind to drop by.
すみません。
Suddenly, someone approaches me.
はい、大崎明日香先輩、一緒に写真撮ってもらっていいですか？待望式、かっこよかったです。あ、私も一緒に撮りたい。
I suddenly find myself surrounded by first-year students. Is this what it means to be chosen as the student's representative? I'm a little shocked.
抜かれたわね、いつき。
まったくだ。ま、すぐ逆転するさ。
なおはちょっと複雑だな。大崎先輩、大原先生と付き合ってるって本当なんですか？
As someone suddenly asks me this, I reply with a smile and a sense of pride.
そうだよ、大事な恋人。
Oh my, what a choir of shrieks! The same night,
こっちがこうで。
I'm alone at Miss Kaide's house doing my homework. I've already gotten completely used to spending my time here. I've actually been spending the nights here pretty often as well. Sorry now. So it has almost started feeling like my home base. And for this reason too, I need to do my best with my studies all the more.
成績落ちたら寮に連れ戻すからねって言われてるし。
That's now for you. I glanced at the clock in the room.
先生、遅いな。
As a matter of fact, Miss Kaide's work volume has been steadily increasing recently, so she must be having a tough time. Still, it means that Miss Kaide is doing her best as well. Miss Kaide and I went public with our relationship, and we were told that we were free to do as we like, as long as it didn't interfere with my studies or her job. I'm happy the principal is so broad-minded. In fact, we're performing better than ever, because we feel like people are always watching over our shoulder. And thanks to that, Miss Kaide and I...
優等生カップルだな。
Who would have thought that I'd be giving a speech as a student's representative at the capping ceremony?
うん、先生は生徒じゃないから優等生じゃないか。なんだろう、エリートカップル？わあ、それはちょっと自分で言っちゃうのはどうなんだ。でもそれを言ったら優等生もそうなのかな。
And just as I'm muttering all these things to myself,
ただいま。
Miss Kaide's back. She looks at me and all my study materials spread open across the table.
頑張ってるわね。
おかえりなさい先生。
アスカ、今日の待望式しっかりやれていたわね。お疲れ様。
終わった後1年の子たちに囲まれちゃった。
まあ
先生もお疲れ様。今日も遅かったね。
ええ、1年生のテストも作らないといけないから。というか、終わらなくて持って帰ってきたの。ごめんなさい。
そうなんだ。いいよいいよ。私もまだレポートやんなきゃだし。
So we spend the night like that at Miss Kaide's home. Though I think it's really great. It doesn't feel unusual anymore to spend the night with her like that. And then... we're both focused on our own work. 1 hour.
で、
2 hours. 3 hours.
あ、もう2時回ってる。
I noticed that 3 hours have passed without either of us saying a word to each other.
ああ、本当ね。こっちはもう終わりだけれど。
こっちもレポートがあと少し。
終わったら早く寝なくてはね。明日もあるから。アスカは明日病院実習でしょ。
しっかり寝て体休めないと。
The capping ceremony has only just finished, and we're already having hospital training tomorrow. Things are finally getting serious. Yes, we are really a model student and teacher, elite, workaholic couple. And because I'm a student dating a teacher, it's very important for me to keep proper discipline and to prioritize my schoolwork above all else. It's for the sake of a bright future as well.
あ、そうだ先生、レポートなんだけど。
ええ、何？
ここちょっと悩んでて見てもらってもいいかな。
ええ、構わないわ。
As she says this, she leans over and looks at the report sheet in front of me.
どこ？
ここなんだけど。
I show her with my finger.
あ、ここね。
Miss Kaide reaches out with her finger as well. Our fingers touch. Miss Kaide is looking at our report while our fingers are still as they are. Still touching. I breathe in and out. My breathing has become a little faster than before. Miss Kaide's breathing has also become quicker. We don't speak a single word. We untangle our fingers and connect our hands together like lovers do. Deep breaths, the almost audible beating of our hearts. We look into each other's eyes. I feel almost as if the air in between us has the taste of nectar.
私と先生は恋人同士、カップル。
Model student, perfect teacher, elite, workaholics.
違うよ。
アスカ。
Miss Kaide gently pushes me over. Feeling Miss Kaide's weight on my body feels so nice.
先生、
My lips are covered by hers.
爆発しそう。
My body is about to explode with overflowing emotions.
好き、先生、好きなの。
私もよ、アスカ。好き。
爆発しちゃう。好きって気持ちが膨らみすぎて、大きくなりすぎて。
So I kiss her again and again. The remainder of my report, as well as tomorrow's training, have disappeared from my mind. They might just as well have disappeared from the face of the earth as far as I'm concerned. Feeling Miss Kaide so close to me is so fulfilling to both my mind and body. Are we a model couple, elite couple, or workaholic couple?
先生、好き、好き、好き、好き。
No, we're not. I know what we are, and I don't mind saying it. I'll shout out for the rooftops. Let the whole world hear.
私たちはただの甘々カップルなんだもん。
Because after all, that's true love.
白衣性愛情依存症。
I wasn't expecting it to, escalate so quickly there, but you do you.
ロードしました。
Like a bad ending. Don't give it. I let go of the envelope.
やっぱり無理。
アスカ？
I just can't return the envelope to her. I don't want to show her the letter. It's just too scary.
ごめんなさい。用意したつもりだったんだけど、忘れてきちゃったみたい。
あら。
どうせ大したものじゃなかったんだけど。
そんなこと言って。
Miss Kaede smiles wryly.
じゃあ私からのプレゼントね。はい。
Miss Kaede hands me a cute scarf as she says this.
あ、これって手編み？
ではないわね、残念ながら。そんなスキルは持ってないもの。
うん、でも嬉しいです。私からもまた。
Miss Kaede nods at me with a smile and I smile back. When suddenly... Rumble, rumble. My stomach's needs are making themselves heard. I press my stomach. Well, we did walk a lot today. Miss Kaede looks at me.
レストランで食事でもして帰りましょうか。
Of course, I don't have any objections to that.
それじゃあ行きましょうか。
And I don't realize it until after dinner, until after saying goodbye to Miss Kaede. I don't realize it until I've come home to the dorm.
ない。
I'm looking inside my bag. It was definitely in there, since I touched it while I was standing in front of Miss Kaede.
なくなってる。
For a moment, I asked myself where it could have gone. But my question is immediately answered.
先生だ。
There's no other possibility. But if that's the case,
知ってたんだ、先生。私が封筒を持ってたこと。
could she have known while acting that she didn't? But why? Could it have been that...
私が返すのを待ってた。
Maybe she had been waiting for me the whole time to bring it up without pursuing her first.
あ、そっか。そうなんだ。
Pursuing it herself, I mean. The fact that the envelope disappeared from my bag without giving it back to her myself.
そっかそっか。そういうことだ。なんだ。そっか。
I understand the situation. It's strange how I understand it so quickly when I'm usually quite the blockhead. I'm certain about it. Yes, there's no mistake.
私は先生の心を手に入れるのに失敗した。
But my own heart is feeling strangely calm. And just as I had imagined, Miss Kaede has reunited with her ex-girlfriend, and the seasons go on changing. I find myself waking up at 4 a.m. I open my mouth for a little yawn as I'm lying in bed. Lying next to me, Miss Kaede is breathing in a steady, sleeping rhythm.
変な時間に起きちゃったな。
I wonder why. I get out of bed to go to the toilet. Or at least, I try to.
寒い。
I forgot that I was sleeping naked. Oh my god. Morning temperatures during autumn are pretty chilly for the naked skin.
そっか。昨日先生と。で、そのまま寝ちゃったから。パジャマパジャマ。
I slowly reach out my hand. My pajamas are next to my pillow. I pull them back under the covers. I manage to square myself into them while still under the sheets. I'd feel bad for Miss Kaede if I woke her up, but she's looking sound asleep. Good. I slip out from the covers, for real this time. As I look at Miss Kaede, I notice that she's probably wearing her pajamas, or her tracksuit rather.
おかしいな。一緒におやすみなさいしたはずなのに。
While we were still both naked. Well, I suppose that means that when I was already asleep, Miss Kaede slipped out of bed once to put her tracksuit on. I wouldn't have minded if she'd said something.
まあいっか。
Just as I incidentally lowered my eyes, I discovered little scratch marks on my chest, just above my pajama top. Miss Kaede must have left these marks with her nails.
こういうの嬉しいって思っちゃうの変態かな。
I know Miss Kaede has this tendency, especially when she's been busy with work, when she's got a lot of pent-up stress.
きっと背中とか見えないとこにも。
As I'm thinking these things to myself,
おっと、おトイレおトイレ。
reminded of why I got out of bed, I head to the toilet. I return to the room and get back under the sheets.
あ、そうだ、忘れてた。
I pick up my smartphone while still under the sheets. I open the calendar, making sure the light isn't shining in Miss Kaide's direction. I think for a moment, and then touch yesterday's date. I touch the registration button and place a heart mark on yesterday's date.
これでよし。
I've been doing this ever since I first spent time at Miss Kaede like this. It's so cheesy that I haven't told anyone about it.
先生にも内緒。いやー、だってさすがに恥ずかしいですし。だいたい1年くらいかな。
I slide the calendar up to check back in time. There's been an average about 1 heart mark per week and 3 at maximum.
全然飽きない。飽きてない。それどころか、もっとって。
It's amazing. I really think that's amazing.
やっぱり私と先生って相性がいいんだ。嬉しいな。
Oh, just to be clear, let me repeat myself. Miss Kaede did reunite with her ex-girlfriend after Christmas last year. I fall asleep with my smartphone still in hand. When I wake up, Miss Kaede isn't lying in bed anymore.
先生？
I lazily drag myself upright. I don't see her in the room either, but then I hear the sound of footsteps coming this way from the hallway. Miss Kaede opens the door and enters the room.
起きてたの？おはよう、アスカ。
おはよう先生。
She's already dressed to go to school.
もう準備済ませてるの？早いね。
今朝は教員会議があるのを忘れていたのよ。早く行かないといけないの。
そっか。
アスカはのんびり登校すればいいわ。鍵はいつものところにお願い。
入れとく。
Miss Kaede has already entered work mode, so there's no trace left of last night's atmosphere. Absent-mindedly, I'm watching from the bed as Miss Kaede is moving busily through the room, getting ready to go. I kind of feel like calling out to her.
ねえ、ゆうべは激しかったね、先生。
Miss Kaide's face instantly turns red.
もうやめて、恥ずかしいでしょ。
だって恥ずかしがってる先生可愛いんだもん。
からかわないで。
There's a frown on her forehead and she looks slightly troubled.
それじゃあ私はそろそろ行くわね。
いってらっしゃい。あ、そうだ。今度はいつ会えるのかな。
そうね。
Miss Kaede seems to be thinking about it. When we can meet. If we were just meeting each other, in fact, we see each other almost every day at school. But that's not what I mean. I'm talking about private time like this. I'm talking about spending special time with her, like last night.
次は何日待てば。
ここのところ学校も忙しいし。
知ってる。
あっちにも顔を出す約束をしているから、しばらくは無理かもしれないわね。
Go see her. That means...
彼女のところ。
ええ。
It might be difficult to explain the current situation between me, Miss Kaede, and her girlfriend. Or I guess it's not that difficult. Miss Kaede went back into a relationship with her, but even so, I still wanted to spend time with Miss Kaide. So we chose having merely a physical relationship.
二人きりで過ごしている時間は、先生は私だけを見てくれる。私も先生だけを見る。それで十分。そこに心がなくても、体だけでもつながっていられるなら、先生を感じられるなら、私は幸せなんだよ。
There was only one condition, that I mustn't be possessive.
それじゃあ
Miss Kaide leaves the room.
アスカもまだ余裕あるって言っても学校遅刻しないようにね。
先生。
I stop her. Huh, I wonder why. I wonder why I did that. I could have just waved her out with a smile on my face. What I should really do right now. What I should do is act like an adult, and act as if last night never happened.
それだけなのに。先生。
アスカ？
行ってきますのキスして。
え？
してほしいな。
I never said this to her in the morning. Because night has already passed, and that's the only time when Miss Kaide is mine.
うん。
Miss Kaide's looking at me. I can't read from her eyes what she's thinking. Maybe she's upset that I broke the rule of not being possessive. But then Miss Kaide speaks.
わかったわ。
Miss Kaide comes to me. As I'm still sitting on the bed in my sleepwear, she gently pushes me down on the bed.
あ、先生に触れられたとこ、気持ちいい。
And then Miss Kaide slowly brings her face closer to mine. We kiss each other. Though I've already lost count of how many times we've kissed, her kisses are still so sweet even now. I feel as if I'm about to melt. It's making me feel so fuzzy, happy, and warm.
あれ？でも、なんで？
It's strange. It was a sugar-sweet kiss with Miss Kaide, so it should have satisfied me.
やだ。なんで私、
Why do I...
こんな泣きそうになってるんだろう。
I feel like a child that's lost her mother. Oh, yikes. Part of me feels like I should have done the bad ending first and ended with the good one, but... oh well. Just, you know, sitting here with the credits going by, thinking how Asuka became a sex slave. Basically.
白衣性愛情依存症。
Let's see, which girl had the... Okay, it was now. Okay. So, I guess I like Miss Ohara's bad ending more than Now's, cause yikes, bondage over here.
白衣性愛情依存症。
Don't know what there's 2 Oscars.
白衣性愛情依存症。
The good endings? Well,
白衣性
endings, I
愛
guess.
情依存症。
Again with the bondage now. Well, that's it for Nurse Love Addiction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if they're gonna be making any more games in the series, but if they do, I'll be playing them. So look forward to that eventually. Sorry, just thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!